What's going on, people? It is your boy, Victor Vincent, with another episode of Beyond the Algorithm, aka Today We Holding Court. I'll be joined later by other panel members, but it's been an eventful week, very eventful week, and I want to make sure that we have a conversation. I know a lot of people been inboxing me, asking my opinion on certain things. You guys have been following my content on Facebook. Shout out to everybody that's been an active participant in the discussions. And I want to say a few things before we get it popping. Before I play any videos or give my opinion to certain things, and like as far as like what people say, I want to state my opinion. And today's conversation is going to be about what does Charlie Kirk's recent death do in terms of how it impacts Black people. And these are some of the things that I wanted to say. I do not condone extremism, and nobody said this yet, but I'm going to say it. But that particular assassination attempt, which was successful, was literally an act of terror. Okay, when Black people were getting targeted the same way by the FBI, and this is all documented public information. When Black people were getting targeted the same way, they called it assassinations. They called MLK's death an assassination, Malcolm X's death an assassination, RFK's death an assassination. Who else? JFK's death and assassination, and Fred Hampton's death and assassination. And we also lost a lot of people between the years of 1964 to present. I took a lot of time to think about this because I always compare the current era that we in, because people always say there's nothing new under the sun, history repeats itself, and all of the cliche language that people use to justify, why things should be desensitized, or why we should or shouldn't pay as much attention to certain topics or whatever. But then there comes a time that in your era of life where you're raising your children, if you got them, you got a spouse that you love dearly, and you want to be the best version of a man that it takes to honor the commitment to protecting those that have signed up for your protection. And when you see an event like that, and it doesn't have a face on it that looks like yours as it pertains to Black people, that should be an indication that you're not exempt. And history has always proven that men have been the main target of assassination attempts, especially when they have their own brand of delivering their message, regardless of who's offended or not. That's truly part of being a man, honestly. Being a man, being masculine, and it's about being assertive. It's about standing on your principles. It's about withstanding criticism and backing up what you say with things that can be easily sourced and learned from in your absence. Meaning, like, whether you're there or not, people can verify what you say. You don't have to be subjected to anybody's emotions. That is a fallacy. That is utopia, and it is not conducive to solving problems. People don't use emotions to solve problems. They use emotions to create them. And if you want to act on your emotions, the best thing you could do is mind your business. So with the death of Charlie Kirk and the way that he was killed in front of his family, in front of his supporters, in front of his daughters, to me, if we're going to talk about humanity and this popular conversation about how Black people are more peaceful than what we get credit for, there's a couple things you can do. You can mind your business and keep your opinion to yourself. You just stay out the way, and we could treat this as a learning opportunity. because if you write certain things, it could be insensitive, and I don't want to be insensitive to anybody. But I'm all about the truth. I'm all about the facts. I'm not about the sound bites. I will go back and find the context of something and look at it and say, hey, let me present this to you and let's see how we can have a discussion about where this plays into where you currently feel. And the greatest miseducation about people in America based on race and education and economics and capitalism is that everybody else is miseducated about everybody else. And that's an opportunity to mind your business. I've had a change of mind over a period of about maybe I say 20 years easy, that things were better when we were before integration. I'm not talking about being racially discriminated against. I'm talking about being mentally segregated from everyone else in terms of learning to trust each other, figure things out. And it's the same mindset as minding your business. Worry about what's underneath your roof, fix the problems that you already got, and don't make other people responsible for your burdens that you don't even want to carry. Now, somebody can clip that up, take out of it whatever I said, but they can always come back to the original video. But we live in an era where people want their opinions fed to them. And they want to feel comfortable being in the conversation by replying and being involved in something that feels good. But feelings don't necessarily lead you to the facts. Or if they do lead you to the facts, are you going to have the same level of enthusiasm to embrace the facts as you would the regurgitated opinions and other talking points that was already handed to you? This is a very dangerous time. I've studied radicalism for almost 20 years. I got a lot of operational experience in both Iraq and Afghanistan within this experience of what we saw today. Well, what we saw on September the 10th. This is new to a lot of people, but we have never seen the right wing actually have a martyr. We have seen martyrs that represent people of color, and they have derailed significant movements and a lot of lost momentum in the fight for equal representation. And when something like this happens, in terms of Charlie Kirk being assassinated in front of all these people, and then it's being socialized widely on social media, of course, people are going to be able to take the sound bites that they want to hear to justify their connection or disconnection with the message. But ultimately, everyone learns from people that may not necessarily be likable, good, bad, or indifferent. You can take it how you want to take it. Today's discussion is going to involve multiple opinions from multiple people, and there's people that's going to give a chance to have their thoughts heard. Maybe some folks that's already written about what they seen online, whether I wrote it or they heard somebody else write it. I got plenty of videos to discuss today that may be referenceable as the conversation goes along, but I will not force anything down anyone's throat. I'm giving my personal opinion on things. I'm telling you that most of you have been lied to by your own parents, your grandparents, your uncles, your aunts, and this appetite for destroying people that might represent a level of racism. You don't have that same energy for the people that's in your own family that probably touched some of your relatives. You don't have the same energy to be as honest with the people that love you, including your own children. As a matter of fact, you're saying things online comfortably that you wouldn't advise your own children to do. This conversation and its catalyst being an assassination is not about racism. I'm telling you, and I'm standing on this, that our main issue in society is about men and women being viewed as competitors with each other. And a lot of you are competitors with the women in your own family, as far as the men are concerned. And a lot of you women are competitors with the men in your family. You believe that men are beneath you. And while men are talking about trying to just separate themselves from the negative opinions of the women that they are associated with, who they make their kids with, and whatever capacity, this issue is not about religion. It can be for some people. I'm talking about it from a gender perspective. I'm here to have a conversation that talks about ending the gender war. Things happened long before we were born that have lost a lot of context, and you were handed down generational fear mongering. You were not given all of the truth. You were being told certain details by people that have less integrity than you've been able to see. And what happens with time and information and just history in general, you start comparing the oral history that you've been given, and then you start looking at the history that you've been given via mainstream. At some point, you have to take ownership of the information that you consume, and you got to balance what you know, what you've been told, and what you've learned. And somewhere in the middle of all of that is what makes sense. And the thing that makes sense is what you got to tell your kids. This is what you have to tell your loved ones that depend on you making an honest, just, and disciplined decision. Everything that happens in front of you is not about how it impacts you. It's about what you learn from it. Everything that happens in front of you is a tangible example for you to do better and be better. It's a tangible example for you to talk to your kids about the choice they make and who they align with. It's another example of listen to learn and not listen to respond. And in the act of talking about racism has been watered down so much at this point that it just really sounds like you're just listening to respond. Now, if racism is so bad, then why aren't we better focused on what benefits the particular race that you're part of, instead of saying, see, I told you they didn't like us? You don't see Dallas Cowboy fans caring about what's going on in the San Diego Chargers locker room or the LA Chargers locker room or any other team. You don't see people that are fans of a particular sport criticizing the validity of another sport. If you're so pro-black, then you only need to focus on things that benefit you as a black person. If your main point of discussion is always going to involve, well, what the other person is doing, different than the women that complain about all men when they don't have access to all men. All of this is a behavior. All of this is rooted in what we want to pay attention to. It's pointing the finger. And the men, I'm saying this, you cannot lead and blame at the same time. You cannot do both. The things that you guys complain about in the energy in which you complain about it, if you framed it to the point where if you dropped your kids off at school and you told them 3 things that they needed to pay attention to, and if they ignored those 3 things, you would have questions for them. And they go to school, they do the 3 things you told them not to do. And then when you get a call from the teacher, and then you have to talk to your kids later on and say, why did you do the 3 things that I told you not to do? And then your kids look at you dead in your face like this and say, well, all the other white people were doing it. Why you didn't say anything to them? That's what you sound like. Deal with the people that you're responsible for. You cannot control the way other people react to things. All you can do is be informed, stay informed, and look at the pertinent pieces. Now, if you're looking for details and information that only confirm your bias, that's just the way you built. And now you have to explore, why do you think that way? Because feelings don't solve problems. Charlie Kirk's death is an indictment on the people that look like him. It is a right on right crime. There's a completely different tertiary conflict that's taking place that you guys have very limited information about. And if some of you do, you are the exception. But again, not everybody studies conflict. Most people are just prepared to react. So I say that in all sincerity. I say that with the most desire to hear a clear understanding, have a healthy conversation, because I'm not here to compete with nobody. I got my opinion, you got your opinion. And I just want to talk about things that we can actually solve as it pertains to folks that looks like us. And then I also want to say this is my hail and farewell from dealing with racial issues, because I also made a post the other day about this is my disconnect from racial conversations, because all of us come from different backgrounds, so therefore we are all different on an intellectual level, and that's no indictment to anybody. Okay, I've written about this in 3 different books in some way, shape, or form. And in my first book, I said we need reasonable Black people to be in the conversation about solving the problem. And then later on in my third book, I said we need disciplined men and women to lead the discussion about solving problems. You cannot solve problems while blaming other people. You only look at that as a boundary. That's it. You just need to think about how functional is it for me to be focused on pointing my fingers instead of just doing the work for myself that benefits my household. You cannot change a community if you don't change your behavior. If you don't change your behavior, you can't change your outcomes. You can't change your outcomes. You can't change your household properly. And if you can't change your household properly, you definitely can't change your community. So you're either disciplined or undisciplined with your emotions. And that is what the challenge should be going forward from my corner of this discussion. With that being said, I will open the floor up shortly to all those that are on camera, well lit, and ready to have a discussion in which we are not being we can be disagreeable. We're not going to be disrespectful on this platform. I'm going to get you out of here. So if you come here disrespecting me, I'm going to personally get you out of here. Okay. This place is for guests and respectable points of view, but I don't deal with disrespect. I don't care who invited you. You will not disrespect this platform that's focused on accountable masculinity where men mentor men. Okay. So if you ain't on camera and you ain't well lit, I can't bring you on because I want to have the right kind of choice, the right kind of discussion. So I want to also say thanks to all the people that's showing up on YouTube to watch. Make sure y'all hit like, share, subscribe to people that's watching on Twitch. I appreciate you. I want to make sure that we have the dialogue that we need to have. This ain't the platform. I'm not Charleston White. I can't get that way, but I don't want to get that way because it ain't necessary. A lot of people are not raised the same way, and some people feel very comfortable saying things online that they would never say to anybody else's face, and we're not fixing to do that here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to talk about. I want to know, how does Charlie Kirk's death impact Black people from your point of view? That's what I want to know. I want to know what you guys think on that, because there's a lot of mixed information. There's a lot of sound bites, and it's real easy for it to get misconstrued and lost and out of context. Because I know most people don't want to go look up any information, and I know why. Because they don't want their opinions changed, and that's just it. So I got two people backstage. When you guys are ready to come on camera, well lit and situated, let me know, and I'll bring you up. Until that time, we will continue to speak about this. There's a couple videos that I'm going to show in the meantime until those individuals are ready to be part of the conversation. And I'm digging for them right now, so don't mind me. But I want to see what people have to say. You know, I'm going to play a spectrum of takes and opinions in the meantime. So here we go.
With every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of this his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio, this chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well, bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. 2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children, and he loved me with all of his heart, and I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. He was such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolutely amazing, and it is. It is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over, he would tell all these young people to come and find their future spouse, become wives and husbands and parents. And the reason why is because he wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family. It's beautiful. Charlie always said that if he ever ran for office, I know a lot of you asked if he ever was going to, but privately he told me if he ever did run for office that his top priority would be to revive the American family.
What's good, brother? Glad you could make it. Unmute yourself, brother.
Are you hearing the echo?
I was at first, but I got you.
Yeah, I was trying to, we got this tagged to my page, and I think a lot of the reason why people are not on it is because it says only to me. I don't know how to change that. I don't know. You didn't change the settings before you put it on there?
I think you got to do it on your page.
Okay.
You got to go just change it to public.
Yeah, it won't let me do it.
Okay, I'll go to the page and then do something from there. But glad you made it, man. You know, I had a good little rant earlier about what this does for Black people, and I think everything that happens is outside our control is something that we can learn from. So what's your take on this whole situation and how it impacts Black people? Because this might hail and farewell for conversations dealing with race, man. I'm done with the toxic relationship with other Black people's expectations. I got my opinions, and I don't care what people think anymore. I mean, I never really have, but I'm just saying publicly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing around with nobody. What you got going on?
Oh man. A lot of people that look like you and I do not understand that you can be for what somebody is for and against what they are against. Finding common denominators. If we share a common enemy, then we can accomplish something in that regard. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I'm listening, man.
Yeah. And we share a common enemy. And one thing about this Charlie Kirk is we can find common enemies when it came to the family unit. Charlie was not an ally when it came to being Black power. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Ally. He was not an ally when he was not Malcolm X. He was not Kwame Muhammad. He was not Martin Luther King. He was not Stokely Carmichael. He was not Bobby Seale, Huey P. Newton. He was a white man that was against feminism, and he was against the Rainbow Coalition.
Yep.
That's where we had a common enemy. Women being in leadership disrupts the family unit. Children not being able to identify what gender they are disrupts the family unit. You understand? Because now we have people operating outside of their nature.
Yep.
The Black experience was not something that he could relate to outside of the family aspect where he spoke about fathers. It may even been some envy there. He still was a white man. He don't have the swagger that we have. He don't have the natural athleticism that we have. Could have been many factors on why he didn't have the wherewithal or the desire to understand what Black men went through. Because even when he responded about Black men, he said we have a culture where we leave the women versus the women having the power to walk away from us.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So what that's my take on it is this of Charlie Kirk has allowed us to have the conversation.
Yeah. Hey, BJ Morphine, Benjamin Sharp, and HE Visuals, everybody's waiting backstage. I need y'all to be on camera, situated, and visual with good lighting before I bring you up. Because I don't want any, I want to make sure we get everything as clear as day. You know what I'm saying? This won't be a voice conversation. You will have to be on camera. So I'm going to play another video in a minute while everybody else is getting situated. I know BJ trying to get situated. He's been trying to I've been seeing him moving around. But I want my go ahead, Dante, before I say what I got to say.
I say shout out to the intellectual sniper.
Yeah. Shout out to Sniper, man. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. what I want to say here is one of my main concerns is about um, the second and third order effects, meaning things like this embolden people. When you start seeing white people get knocked off by other white people on camera like that, it changes the landscape because nobody cares about anything until a particular group that has the power to do something about it gets offended or hurt by it. Okay, so that's what happened there, in that situation. Before I play the next video, I want to get BJ's take since he's been diligently waiting to get on, man. So let me bring him up because he's been rocking with it, what I'm saying, and staying backstage and keeping cool. Everybody else, y'all pay attention to the private chat so you can come up and say your piece. I'm bringing BJ up now. You ready, BJ? Okay. What's up, BJ? What you got to say about the situation, man?
I don't know what the take was so far. I've been in and out the room. My phone been doing some stuff. Somebody had tagged me and it let me know to be aware that y'all was doing this. So I was saying what people's problem was, what Charlie Kirk was.
Interesting enough, most people's take on Charlie Kirk is that he was racist. He he supported a lot of things that black people don't agree with, and at the same time, most black people just found out about this guy after he got killed. So I don't know how to fully gauge the macro perspective on it and how much of what he said impacted them. I followed everybody, you know what I'm saying? I pay attention to things on social media. I study conflict, I always have. And I look at the opinions that I can relate to and the ones that I can't. And I just look at how it also impacts and agitates other people. That's just literally what I do. That's my background and my skill set. So I just use that to have, intelligent conversations and dialogue with people that care about a solution. Now, most people I run into don't care about solving the problem. And the truth is, for some folks, they're like, man, they don't really care that much about it, so they don't have no input because it don't affect them. But then to another group of people, they like, yay, something happened to somebody that don't look like us, and now we get to jump and dogpile on the situation, without having any fully invested information about it. So what do you know about Charlie Kirk? I think that's a better start point.
I've been watching bro for like 2 years before the season happened. I've been watching him. When I first started watching his content, I didn't like him. The same thing with Candace Owens. I think what happens is when you hear somebody hold a mirror to what you are, what you're doing, and it's raw, it makes you feel a way about it. And I think what he did was hold a mirror up to us, and we didn't like what was said. We feel like, why is this white man speaking on our problems? But what he was speaking on wasn't a bad.
I don't want your point to get lost, man, but I think your connection is not doing you the right kind of justice. So if you can get in a better location with a better connection, you know what I'm saying, that will help us out a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? I don't want your input to be lost on us. So in the meantime, while you do that, I'm gonna play a video. In the meantime, I'm gonna play a video. I'm gonna drop you from the main screen while you get that situated, and I'm gonna play a video.
Understand the far-right brain slop that went into the assassination of Charlie Kirk, we're going to have to understand groypers. And I apologize in advance, this is going to get very stupid very fast. So most people think that the MAGA movement is the far right of the Republican Party, but in fact they are quite wrong. The far right of the Republican Party is a group known as the groypers, which is a far-right white nationalist coalition that is effectively a personality cult around a young man named Nick Fuentes. Nick's ideology is a mixture of fascism in the vein of Mussolini or Dollfuss, Catholic integralism, or clerical fascism. These are very, very intense and fringe ideological positions. Nick also toys with neo-Nazism and has even quoted himself saying, I am... well, Nick Fuentes' goal is to work within the system to push the Republican Party even further to the far right. For him, MAGA is liberalism. And for Nick Fuentes, his biggest rival was Charlie Kirk. There have been what are called Groyper Wars, literally 2 separate Groyper Wars. And you need to understand, when I'm saying that the Groypers are a cult, he even has Groyper generals organized in a paramilitary fashion. Because Charlie Kirk had a massive organization, even back in 2019 when the first Groyper War starts, of 400 chapters at universities across the United States. This meant that Nick saw Charlie as the main person to be taking down so that he would be able to influence young people in the Republican Party more. And more importantly, he also understood he could use Charlie's events to push his own positions and also carve off people into his own movement. This included a tactic known as question and answer trolling, where he'd have his Groypers go up and line up one after another and ask increasingly extreme questions to Charlie Kirk to make him seem like a moderate in their eyes. And keep in mind, Charlie Kirk has some incredibly extreme views of his own, but you have to understand there are many different tendencies within the far right. And I need to stress that Nick's views are incredibly misogynistic and also incredibly anti-Semitic. This is one of the main reasons he was against Charlie Kirk, which is because Charlie Kirk was not anti-Israel. And Nick Fuentes' anti-Israel advocacy is something that he was able to carve into getting a lot more of a mainstream audience after October 7th. Because Nick Fuentes is smart enough to know that if he puts out a certain level of comms that is not overtly super far right, then he can get followers based on that. Meaning he was using Palestinian suffering to grow his white nationalist movement. The Groypers are driven by memes, as we can see in the engraving in the bullets shot and not shot at Charlie Kirk. We see 4 different memes here, many of them from video games. For example, the one that was shot at Charlie Kirk references a meme that's against furries. A second engraving that's a reference to the very popular game Helldivers, which is actually a satire against fascism. A third that is a reference to a streamer that sings opera as he's playing first-person shooters and going after people. Or it could be related to one of 2 Spotify playlists for the Groyper Wars, which both feature a remix version of Bella Ciao. The 4th is just a basic internet troll. If you read this, you're gay. Now, recently, the Groypers have both declared war on Charlie Kirk last year and also more recently on Trump and MAGA as a general thing. So what we are seeing right here is right on right crime. And whether this guy is an actual Groyper or just adjacent to the movement, he's obviously evoking these memes for that purpose. We have to understand that far-right shooter after far-right shooter have used memes to present themselves to the other people in their movement across the internet. And Nick is not a pariah. He has his own think tank, he runs his own major conference. People in the Groyper movement work in the White House and for Republican Congress people. This is something that is part of the far-right world and part of normal politics. And this is incredibly dangerous. It's not that long ago that people's careers ended if they were associated with Nick Fuentes. And now they are just walking along the halls. If you're a young right-winger, you know who Nick Fuentes is, either because you're a follower of his and you look up to him, or you're incredibly against him. You have to work around the reality that Nick Fuentes exists. Nick Fuentes and his Groyper movement represent a much darker future, even more than you can ever imagine from the MAGA movement, which is quite extreme in its own extent. But this is a different vein that could possibly occur, and it is something that we have to all understand that is out there, and preying upon the insecurities of young men that Nick Fuentes is able to recruit across the internet. And this is a dangerous thing for everyone, everywhere. Now, all of this culminates in understanding one final thing. This is based around a theory called accelerationism. This is the idea that if you continue to make things worse, you can kick off the great revolutionary change that you want. And for Nick, he wants to create the literal race war, that he can achieve his final battle in the fascistic sense of this, where all of his enemies are destroyed and he gets to reign supreme as the great leader. And that is a real thing that he wants. That is a real thing that his followers believe. And they are willing to do anything for Nick to make that happen. Thank you for watching. Please do some engagement and give me a donation if you can.
There's a completely different set of conflict that's taking place that most Black people have no idea about. and it ain't got nothing to do with us. And we over here just reacting and insulting each other because we agree with talking points, and it's a disconnect between people that listen to respond and people that listen to understand. So I want to get a good balance and good input from everybody on this, because truthfully, we shouldn't even be beefing with each other. We should be like, what information do you have that I don't have? And going from there. What you got to say about that, Dontre? Because I'm gonna bring BJ back up here. He look more stable.
I'm still stuck on the fact that I can't get the audience on my side because the Facebook is on the only me. I don't know if I need to get out. You just need to take off the live on my end. But there's a lot of people that's not able to see this right now because it's being tagged only to me.
That's strange. Yeah. If you want to, we can go ahead. I can bring BJ up here and let him talk until you come back.
Yeah. So how do we detach from the page?
I can do it right now.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Yep.
And BJ, I don't know what's going on with his connection.
Yeah.
Who else is trying to come up?
It's quite a few people that's over here, but I made specific things to say, hey, you guys need to be on camera. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's on camera, so I'm not pulling them up. But I'm bringing
they don't want to be on camera.
No, I don't know why, but I'm bringing BJ up right now. Though I'm gonna drop you off and we'll go from there.
All right,
BJ.
Yo.
We didn't get what you were saying before, for whatever reason. But what you got to say now?
I'm basically saying I've been watching Charlie for about 2 years before this situation even happened. So, from what I get from Charlie is a lot of people were basically justifying him being dead because they looked at him as a racist. Where the things he said, I didn't think he came from a racist intent. And I think when people don't like what somebody say because they're an outsider speaking on inside problems, I think it's easier to just label them a racist.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think that's always the case. I think that the term racist and racism has been driven into the ground, in terms of it desensitizes people from even talking about it. It's like you bring up 50-50, right? When you're talking about gender conflicts between men and women,
Right.
and it instantly turns women off. If women bring up provider, whatever, it instantly turns men off. Everybody's got buzzwords that allows them to intentionally disconnect from whatever the situation is, right?
Right.
And so ultimately, when it comes down to it, we have to compare it to things that we can relate to. I've graduated and I have moved on to calling it pattern recognition, because the minute that you can name it, it's because you've seen enough of it to be able to say, I know what that is, right?
Right.
There's a level of pattern recognition in every human behavior. We know what like if you got kids, you know what it's like if your kid is hungry, right?
Right.
Does your dog have a certain behavior when he needs to go outside or she needs to go outside?
Right.
Does like people that that you've got intimate connection with, whether it be friend or romantic or whatever, do they behave differently in a way where it lets you say, you know what, something's up with that person?
Right.
Because the pattern's been disrupted, right? Because there's a pattern that was established. And that's the way I look at racism, feminism, obesity, you know what I'm saying? Any of those things that catch our eye. And all of that is pivoted off of human behavior, down to mating and dating practices, right? So no, it's no different than people that relate to each other on a like-minded level or not. You know who's your enemy, you know who has your best interest, and you know who doesn't. And we study these things and recognize them in our own families. There's somebody in your family.
Breaking up, brother, just me.
It's you. Yeah, it's you.
I can hear you, but it's coming in like a little staticky.
Okay. Is there anybody else that's experiencing my voice coming in from a staticky sound? If I sound broken, put a 1 in the chat. let me know before I finish speaking, because I want my point to be made. You know what I'm saying, and taking it to the right level of consideration. Um, Nobody putting the one yet. Okay. My point is that, say it again, bro. BJ.
I was saying this must be me.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, they're in the chat. They in the chat saying I'm coming in clear. So for the people that's listening, the behavior establishes a pattern, and once a pattern gets established, it's up to the person to do something to disrupt that pattern. Just like in any relationship, you made a connection, a promise to behave a certain way, and you set the conditions for that. And the minute that you don't honor the conditions of that relationship, the pattern gets disrupted, the connectivity gets disrupted, and all of that, right? So my point being is that at some point, who's the glitch? Who's the glitch at some point? Because I expect people to honor and respect those that are closest to them. I expect people to be tribal. I don't expect empathy from anyone but the people that I respect, and those that say that they respect me. That's the only people that can betray you, is people that you have already trusted. And I think that when you can remain silent and only speak when it's time to disagree, that it's a farce. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really care. You couldn't wait to say anything, because otherwise you had nothing to say. Never heard this. Most people have never heard of this man. And then the first time that they hear about this guy is when he gets assassinated. And then the next time they hear about him is when people share sound bites that reflect their behavior. And you know what I'm saying? They reflect their alignments or whatever about what they really, really want to say. And then the third time they hear about it is when they're in conflict with people that actually agree with what he said. And then the fourth time they hear about it is probably when they look at it on their own and never come back and take ownership of what they disagree with or what they actually put out there. This is a huge media literacy issue. And I believe when the pandemic hit, the infodemic actually hit too, because you got people swimming in information and drowning in specifics, and they don't know how to use social media. They don't know, no different than them using a firearm, and they're picking up a firearm that they're not trained on and hurting other people with misinformation, and also behaving in ways that they would not accept from their own children. This is a much bigger target, a much bigger problem than what people think. And the people that's perpetuating the madness, they're also doing the same work that they would accuse the government of doing. So at what point will you take ownership, for the way that you behave and the misinformation that you're putting out, and say, you know what, I don't know enough information on this subject to have an opinion? And I think that that's really where we are at this point. BJ, you off screen. Are you coming back up, or do I need to drop you? Because I want to make sure we capture you, and your opinion and everything else,
I put myself back on the screen. It's all good, man. Let's get these conversations going. We might need to cut them a break tonight, Vic. Because we need to get people talking. If they willing to get on here and talk and speak their piece, especially you niggas that have been talking shit in these comments, get your ass on here.
Mm-hmm.
Get your ass on here.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear it, because I'm rooted in discipline, man. Like, I can listen to information I don't like. You can learn from Adolf Hitler.
I mean, he really was the truth. And if you be honest, what Adolf Hitler with the issue with the Jews was the same shit we got with these white folks over here. So let's go. What we talking about?
I want to hear it all. You know what I'm saying? And I, like, one of the things I said off top is that he's a martyr. You know what I'm saying? And I want to play something for you real quick while we wait on these other people to get off they bag or whatever, because I said right away that Charlie Kirk was going to be the Martin Luther King to the Republican Party. And then here's this right here.
The world must see that Israel must exist and has a right to exist, and is one of the great outposts of democracy in the world.
Well, Martin Luther King never failed to stand up for Jews and support Israel. He said criticism of Zionism is a new disguise for anti-Semitism, and solemnly pledged he would help maintain and uphold the Jewish people's good name, cause he truly believed that bigotry in any form is a travesty.
What you think about that?
Motherfucker ain't have no soul. and all them goddamn Jews over there, them fake ass Jews. You are unorthodox Jews. You appropriated the real people that was considered Jews. Okay, you appropriated the whole culture, man. Stop it. Nobody want to hear that shit. But yeah, man, yeah. MLK, I don't know if he represent that. He's more like a Robert Kennedy 2.0.
Yep.
He's more of a Robert Kennedy than he is a MLK. Y'all need to stop. But everybody needs a hero. And this dude, anytime you stand up against the powers that be, you're gonna be seen as a hero. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Tinker they ain't even cut. He's not even from the same creed.
Tinker says, "Say use." Hey, let's see here. My man backstage, the Service USA, like leave something in the chat. Let me know when you're ready to come up and have your piece stated.
Yeah, there's a lot of brothers in there.
I couldn't find the YouTube channel, so I just clicked the StreamYard. That's all I saw.
Okay, come on. Wait a minute. Say your piece.
So I'm gonna say my piece.
Yeah,
I mean, about the situation with Charlie Kirk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, he made a difference for a lot of Americans. Not to mention that all over the world. I'm talking to my people in the Philippines, in Hong Kong, over in Europe and in Spain, and they're holding vigils for him all over the world. In the Philippines, they can't right now. They're having a protest against the corruption of the government. But, if this man made a difference to people's lives all over the place. Right now in the United Kingdom, they're having a vigil for him. And right now the government is trying to crack down on that as some type of riotous protest, whatever it is. Even though all they're doing is going around, with American flag, praising Charlie Kirk's name and Jesus' name and all that stuff. And they're trying to crack down on that like as some type of insurrection. So here in the United States, to put it bluntly, I'm not a talker for the most part, but Charlie Kirk was the one that was put in front because he had that gift to be able to talk to people and bring people to the conversation. The rest of us that they call far right or whatever it is, we're not about talking. We take over once. How can I put it? We took over once that talking is not working out for them. So Charlie Kirk was the one that was, for the most part, holding the line, bringing in the conversation, and he did so well with it. And as well, like right now, like his wife said, the left don't know what they did. He's basically Obi-Wan Kenobi right now. He's striking down, he becomes more powerful than before, which is happening. So right now we have a whole bunch of people from the colleges. They're getting together. They're going to continue to fight. Keep this fire going and stuff of that nature. Basically, people like me, we're very cautious, to say the least, because we don't. For so many years, we believe that the time for talking is over. If they want it, bring it. But Charlie Kirk was able to, to give us hope that, what? Let's give this guy a chance. Let's give talking a chance.
How would you define your political alignment?
My political alignment is America. That's it. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a independent. All of that stuff. I'm pro-American all the way. So, if whether they're left, to me, for the most part, left wing, right wing, same fucking bird, same shit. So, we've seen Republicans do bullshit. We've seen Democrats do bullshit. It's all a game to them for the most part until at least Trump came in. and fucked up the whole program for them.
Yep.
So is right now. I'm kind of we're gonna find something interesting coming up in the next few months or so because of this
Hey man, let
tobacco.
me ask you a question, man. Let me ask you a question.
What's up, bro?
When you say holding the line, what does that mean, man? Explain it to us Black Americans that don't really understand. You know what holding the line means. Somebody that's far right. What does that mean? Holding the line. Holding the line for what?
Well, for the most part, is everybody was ready to go. You know, we're tired of all these riots. We're tired of all this bullshit. We're tired of, if we're called Nazis and being told that we need to die and all this other shit. You know, once they just because you disagree with somebody on the other side, and then all of a sudden they're murdering us for it. They go into our churches, they go into our schools, killing the kids, all that other shit. They're promoting all kinds of indecencies, such as the murder of our own children. Even when the mother is 9 months pregnant, all this other shit. We're tired of it. So, as far as holding the line is concerned, that means that it comes a time when people need to start talking and start taking action.
Let me ask you: are you a veteran?
Am I a veteran?
Yes.
No. I'm a former ex-cop. I've worked corrections. I've done bounty hunting, and I train people here and there. In martial arts, things of that nature. One of the things I also do is I drive my truck around the United States and Canada.
Okay. So it's safe to say that you're proficient in hand-to-hand combat and also arms.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to be humble here.
You're a cop. You're a cop. You're the former.
I've been out of it before. Let me see. I was a park ranger in 2007. I was a constable in Massachusetts for almost 10 years.
Yeah, you fit it.
Yeah,
you fit. Okay, so this is what I want. Bro, I want you to understand that you're on a platform right now, and you're talking to people that don't have your expertise, or even is aware of many people having your expertise when it comes to protection, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of us.
Right. See, in the community where I come from, they shoot guns like this.
Unfortunately.
Okay. So, and a lot of people in the community that we come from, people are afraid of people who can't even shoot properly. In fact, they end up shooting the kids. They end up shooting old people, innocent bystanders. These are these type of things, right? So what we want to do is let the community understand that there are people, if it came down to a civil war, your untrained Black ass is grass. I said it. You didn't have to say it.
I know. Hey, I can say whatever I want. I'm Hispanic. I'm part Black, so they can't say shit.
Okay, so we in the culture, but I'm in the culture. I can say it, right? See, and it's not about being. It's about if you get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And a lot of us is not ready for this shit. Y'all talking about in our community, talking about, let them, that's white on white crime, let white people handle it. Do you understand that no matter how you slice it, that the House of Representatives and the Senate is full of those people that you say is none of our business that runs the motherfucking country? And if it gets back down to ground, if it gets down to American soil, and we have another fucking civil war, you just not going to be able to step aside and say, hey, let them kill each other. That's not how the game works. And in fact, you're gonna be fooled if you don't know how to protect yourself.
That is correct.
Motherfucker. And this is what we need everybody to understand. Everybody act like they don't have a dog in the fight. This shit is bigger than just Black. This shit bigger than white. This shit is bigger than Hispanic, Asian, all that shit.
Right. We're gonna be involved in one form or another, everybody.
We are in the middle of some shit.
Yep. Right now, the best course, there ain't no stepping out of it. The best course of action right now is waiting to see what the I'm going to call them the apostles, Charlie Kirk's apostles, for lack of a better term. Let them step forward, let them continue to work, and see where that leads. Because right now, after this happened, all of a sudden, everybody in the far left, the people that with their rhetoric and everything inspired this shit, now they're calling for peaceful. Now they're calling for, they say, hey, everybody must come together united. But you know what's going to happen next, right? Okay, let's say we all come back united and everything peaceful and everything else. Guess what? They're going to go back to doing the same shit, and then somebody else is going to get shot or whatever it is. And then, oh my God, we're going to keep playing that until every single one of us people that could actually keep the peace is done, is out.
All right. So I want to move around. I want to move the conversation to different talking points. I want to hear from everybody. Morphine, we're backstage. And shout out to my man Chuck, aka Charles, you know what I'm saying? A black pilot, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get a chance to hear from his perspective as well. So Morphine, go ahead and give us your take and things. I'm glad you can make it to the show. You're muted.
Can you guys hear me now?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a microphone over here, and that has controls. I'm sorry. Hi everybody. Hi everybody to the panel.
What's up?
This conversation amongst Black people, knowing that the killer was like what a radical right wing person is. I always wonder how we feel about this as Black people. We do know that our violence is a lot more what would you say, non-intelligent. Like my brother Datre, he said we don't even hold guns right. We're not out there shooting deers and ducks and hunting wabbits. Like that's not what the Black people in the hood do. And I'm definitely from Philadelphia. I'm from North Philadelphia. And I could definitely tell you they don't hold guns the right way. They're not trained in any of this to have a civil war with anybody.
You want to know what we think about the violence that happens in Black communities?
More so we know. I watch y'all shows enough. Somebody's background is crazy. Yeah. I watch y'all shows enough to know how y'all guys feel about Black violence. Who's violent? Who?
I'm not sure.
Charles down there, what? I don't know what's going on.
Who's that? Is that Charles? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's that? All right, man.
We might need to mute Charles.
Yeah.
I'm muting Charles. Don't unmute right now. We got an issue going on with sound. But okay, Morphine, ask your question again, please.
I know how you guys view violence in the Black community. I would like to know, how do you guys view this violence, and is it going to affect the Black community?
I think I'll say my piece. I think it's going to just affect us on an emotional conversation level. I think it's just going to agitate certain people to have an opinion when with it's gonna agitate people to speak with varying levels of information on the topic, whether they're very informed or ill-informed or just looking to be agitators. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. Dante, what you got?
I think it's going to affect us on a social level. Anytime the most prominent group in the country lose somebody that they value very much, you best believe it's going to spill over. Now, whether we have the intellectual capacity and the social comprehension in order to recognize that, that's something totally different. But if you don't think that this situation has reshaped the landscape of the next couple elections and some of the series of events of retaliation, then you out your damn mind. Because one thing that we have learned is that white man do not mind going to war. Do you realize the reason why we have lines on the map is because white people left Europe? I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Let me say it again. The reason why we have lines on the map is because white men left Europe. They didn't mind going to war with their home country in England. and they came over and they colonized the rest of the goddamn planet. Do you understand? All these languages that everybody speak in the West come from Europe. And if you think that white man is sitting down and he's gonna pray and sing old Negro spirituals because they lost one of their prominent leaders, you done lost your motherfucking mind. And he gonna show you exactly what he's on. I promise you that.
Can I hold on, wait? I know if y'all can see the finger snaps.
Yeah, we can see. I want to get Chuck's take, and then we're gonna circle back.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So what does that mean exactly, Chris? That means that we're gonna be affected. We're gonna see some other events involved. They tried to take out Trump. They took this boy out and successfully. We saw the blood spilling out his goddamn neck. And if you think it's stopping here, Antoine Christopher, that's what the fuck it means. It's not. So we all gonna be affected. The black community is not even a community. We're a bunch of scragglers amongst other people. The only thing that we got going for ourselves is we the cattle that buy all their shit. The moment that we stop having buying power, the moment we ain't shit because we don't have enough political power and unity within any community to be taken seriously, which is why they just handpick our motherfucking women and try to swing elections. That's what the fuck I'm saying. I can't help you understand that basic shit.
I'm gonna bring Charles up. Let's go. Wait a minute. I'm coming back to you, Morphine. Hey, Charles.
I know he did. I don't got nothing to say.
Chuck, unmute. Oh man, Chuck having a problem. I'm dropping him off. He got too many audio issues. I'm gonna bring up Tony. He been diligently trying to get into the conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? So I seen you in the chat. I was trying to get to you. Like, tell us why you think or what you think about Charlie Kirk's death and how it impacts black people. Need you back on camera though.
What's up? Huh?
Need you back on camera. Your screen black.
My screen is black.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, come on, bring your visual up. Oh man, what happened? He was just on camera. What happened to him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't hear me neither.
No, we can hear you. We just can't see you.
Yeah, we just want
to let him rock, man. It is what
go
it
ahead.
is.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
because I definitely want to be seen. What's up, Don? How you doing, pimp?
What's happening, man? What's going on with you, Tony? How you doing?
Oh man, you know it's always a pleasure to hear your passion.
Yeah, boy. That's why I said I
heard you going in on me. We gonna figure it out though.
Ain't no question. I definitely feel like you full of shit, but you know I fuck with your passion though.
I think you full of shit. I think you the realest coon out of them all. I think you have a divine loyalty unconditionally to some bullshit. But go ahead, get on topic.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, right? I'm not gonna allow a child of my oppressors to highlight the flaws in my culture. I'm not about to let that happen. You feel me? Like I'd rather hear that from you, or I'd rather hear that from the brother in the corner, Victor, or even the queen. But I'm not about to let no pilgrims get on here and tell me about the problems that I have when they bloodline perpetuated the foolishness. Like, nah, we ain't about to do that. Yeah, no, I'm cool.
Yeah, I don't need to be. I mean, I get it. I don't care. I don't care what Neanderthal.
Like, I'm cool.
Yeah, my bad. Were you still talking?
Good.
No, I was saying, yeah, I agree with the Neanderthals. You know that. You know, I don't like to hear that either, man. But truth is truth, man. I'm a slave to the truth. I think that's where we just differ.
So what about Tim Wise's truth? Like, is you a slave to that kind of truth? Because he be speaking truth too. Since you like to get your information from Europeans, what about Tim Wise?
Who's that?
Oh, you're not familiar with Tim Wise, Victor. I know you are.
Yeah, Tim Wise is a white guy that has some sympathy and empathy for the plight of black people in terms of systemic racism. He's been a very staunch advocate for black people as a white man.
Is he like a Jane Elliott, but just like a dude?
Yeah, he's like Jane Elliott. Yep.
Oh, well, man, that's good to know. Look, man, all that sarcastic wit shit, that ain't shit to me, dog. Like at the end of the
Victor,
day.
that's wow how you framed it, Victor. Wow, sympathy and empathy for black people.
Yeah.
I
he
mean,
said what he said. Shit.
Yeah. Everybody,
you know, words do mean something.
So he don't be speaking truth. He don't be
honestly,
speaking truth.
That's the whole point of me saying sympathy and empathy. That means he's paid enough attention to where he can speak objectively.
Nah, he talks about his own people. That's what I like about him, because he speaks on his own people and the flaws that they have and the things they need to work on. That's why I like
so
him.
what about it? So how come black people can't speak on their own people?
Hold on, let me say something. Let me say something. I want you to say, Tony, whatever you just said is the same thing I told you in fewer words. I've studied racial conflict and extrajudicial killings and conflicts in general for over 20 some years. I'm well aware of who Tim Wise is. And for reference point,
I be lying.
Hold on. How old are you?
I'm 44.
Okay, I've been your age. You ain't never been mine.
Oh, talk that shit. That don't mean nothing though.
No, it does. It does mean something.
It doesn't, because I experienced things, so that could put us.
You
put
might
us
have
on the
experienced
same
some things, but I'm telling you right now, as I said before on my platform, I will not tolerate any type of disrespect of my platform. And I'm telling you that I'm aware of what you said, and I told you the same thing in fewer words. The sympathy and empathy means that he understands what's going on, and his opinion is about what his people need to do.
So y'all agree?
So hold on, Victor. Did I disrespect you in any kind of way?
Yeah, if you go back and listen to it when this thing is done, you missed the point.
No, so, I get his disrespectful to you.
You question him at the words, him using sympathy and empathy instead of, and he didn't explain. But y'all agree though. So there's that. Like y'all agree though.
Oh
like,
no.
This guy Tony, man.
I didn't know
Tony didn't come here to be harmonious.
Back.
He won't smoke. Let that nigga smoke, because that's all he can do.
But I'm female. I'm supposed to be harmonious.
No.
I don't want to be harmonious with a nigga like that. Let that nigga say what he gonna say.
Okay, Victor, what I'm saying is this. I apologize if you felt like I disrespected you, because we're dealing with like a higher intelligence, and we're not on here with the foolishness. I'm not trying to disrespect you at all. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to bring about an understanding. You feel what I'm saying? So I apologize if you felt like I disrespected you. Hey, Don, I definitely be disrespecting you though.
I know, nigga, you're a condescending ass
and
nigga.
I don't fuck with your thought process at all. And I definitely feel like you a slave.
I swear to God, I don't. Nigga,
I definitely feel like you a slave. Facts.
For real.
But getting back to the point though, nigga. My thing is this though, at the end of the day,
you got the mentality of an NBA young boy. You 44 years old. An old motherfucking fool.
Hey, let him go, Don.
Why can't we also get our facts and our truths from a Tim Wise?
I mean, I don't even know who Tim. I can't speak for Tim Wise. If I can speak to somebody in light of that, like we can. What's wrong with that? But if Tim Wise is talking about his own people and their issues, how come we can't do the same? How come we can't do it on both ends? Why got to be some sucker shit when we do it?
No, I'm talking about Charlie Kirk. I had a problem with his analysis on our people, and you agree with him.
Man, I agree with like 60% of dudes. Shit, he ain't black. He don't understand the black experience. But one thing I do agree is that feminism shit.
No, you really was like championing him though. Like, and you was supporting a lot of his rhetoric.
Like what? Be specific.
That shit's not thorough.
Hey, be specific. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Like what?
I'm saying what I mean, like the racist points he was making. You confused his racist points for speaking truth.
Like what? What racist points?
As far as how he broke down the family dynamic.
He did break down the family. He didn't break down the family dynamic to support us. What you talking about? Only thing I agree with is that black men need to be in the home. What you talking about?
He did say that.
The reason why black men are not in the home is because we walk away. I don't agree with that.
Fact, I don't agree with nothing he said, and I'm saying if you see the movie The 13th Amendment, you'll understand why the black fathers.
Wait a minute.
Nigga, I understand. My father was a wait. Let me say this. My father was a Panther. Like nigga, I grew up. I could never be a coon. I know exactly the 13 points. I know exactly what happened. I understand the systematic racism from chattel slavery to Jim Crow to mass incarcerations. What you talking about?
I like
come from
that.
first generation. I come from Black Panthers and first generation gangbangers. What you talking about, bro?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, y'all starting to get along now.
He
The
just
No,
don't
smoke
talk
is
we
like
starting
not.
to
that, though.
dissipate.
He don't talk like that. Like you don't give that kind of background when you
Because I
speak.
don't have an opportunity, bro. You get a couple of these clips and you think you got it, bro. You the one that jumped the gun. You didn't diagnose my character before you even got to know me.
All right, I'm muting right there. All right, check this out. This conversation is not about being competitive. I understand that some people gonna come up here and they're gonna have something to say because they only reading what you say on social media, and they coming up here with those buzzwords to try to make their points. The whole point of it is that we got to figure out what's true and what's not. We need to be asking more questions than making assertions at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? So the whole conversation, really, the thought of it is like how this death of Charlie Kirk impacts Black people, and you're seeing a live demonstration of it because people are already beefing with each other because somebody agrees with the idea of what somebody says, and somebody is upset of where the source of it came from. You know what I'm saying? And this is a huge media literacy issue that comes from a generational understanding of listening to women, listening to the wrong men, listening to the people that we believe are supposed to be right without doing no background checks on the information that we get. And saying, instead of just saying, hey, look, this is where the information is coming from. What is your take on this? And somebody might have a little bit more data and information than you. So be careful how you project yourself to between different people, because if you're listening to respond, you ain't no different than a woman that won't listen to you. You ain't no different than some dude that just want to knock your head off when that's not even the case. Most of us ain't violent, but you using violent language, using emotionally violent conversation. And cool, that looks good on the views and everything. But if you don't want to have a better understanding than what's going on, then just say that. You know, if you just want to argue, then just say that. You need emotional discipline to be on this platform. And I'm not playing with none of y'all. Ain't no arguing going on up here.
Yo, so running back. So this is what I'm saying. This is raw. The reason why I wanted to have this show today is because of the rawness of what's going on my page. Anybody that's coming on this page, this is the type of energy you get on my page. You got more of a civilized type of platform.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We're not doing none of that. Like the actual reality of it and where Black people is actually at, that's what we need to do with Pittsburgh. We got to bring Pittsburgh back.
Yeah.
Oh, some real shit.
He's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Y'all can see me now.
So we in the same state.
We gotta have this. We got to hash it out.
Well, y'all did hash some stuff out. He had his own interpretation of something that you said. You super cleared it up. And he agreed. Y'all agreed with each other. This was
more than anything. So I understand his language. I'm three eyelashes from being a hood nigga myself.
Come
3 eyelashes. Not 3 eyelashes.
I want to hear from the tree service. Hang on. Unmute.
All right. Dante is absolutely correct. I mean, you guys have to hash it out, get all that steam out of the way, let the steam blow out, and then from there, you got to come up with solutions.
Solutions only.
You know
That's
what I mean?
Yeah, you know that's Victor King.
To be honest, I talk shit on my page. I say a lot of triggering shit.
I know.
I do. Ain't no motherfucking
I know, but
way.
my thing is,
there's a lot of motherfuckers that need to talk to say something to me because I done fucked up their day.
Well, DeAndre, you're the problem guy, and Victor is the solution guy. This is why y'all make a good team.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there are solutions. We don't live in defeatist mindset over here.
Yeah, come on, like for you guys,
DeAndre, don't.
But for you guys who might be this platform, my content is solutions only. Don't bring up a problem if you don't have a solution.
Absolutely.
And because like, what's the point? Because like, otherwise you're just doing the shit for attention. You know what I'm saying? So
Victor, that's my whole point.
Tony, let me finish because
Yes,
I don't interrupt nobody.
Yes, sir.
We got to get accustomed to bringing up problems that we also have a solution to go with, because otherwise we're just doing the same thing that we watch our family members do, the same thing that we see in every other social media group, the same thing that trends on TikTok that don't ever end in a solution. And truthfully, there's always going to be a separation between people that solve problems and people that cause them. Okay. People fall into one of three categories. They either cause problems, solutions, or opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And if you do the wrong one, you cause all of them. So in every time that there's a significant event like this, we have a choice to make if we're going to beef with each other and try to shout down on each other's intelligence, or we're going to talk about the topic and why we have the opinion we have without trading insults. And I don't think that that's useful personally. If anything, it just makes us look that much less intelligent. You know what I'm saying? We too smart, got too many tools, and our ancestors was able to organize with church fans. And here we are with the whole internet in our hand and every solution possible with that somebody else already solved. And here we are choosing to trade, like disingenuous conversation with each other. Man, that's just my point of view. I'm going to regulate it as we go because ain't nobody playing no games on my fucking platform. But go ahead, Tony. What was you about to say?
My whole thing at the end of the day, I was asked a question on how I felt about Charlie Kirk and the things that he said. I feel like what you just said, that's my whole point. Okay, you're bringing up these truths and these facts about my people, right? But you have no alternatives for my people. Like he never had no clips where he was like, look, and I feel like the black man should do this. He should go to school. He should get into this program. Maybe he should change his life by doing these things. No, he just fan flames on certain things that go on in our culture, and he sensationalized it. And I didn't like that. Well, I didn't like the fact he was telling half truths. He wasn't letting the whole thing be known.
Tony,
I agree.
Tony, I got a question. And
Yes,
to anybody that agree with Tony and what he just said, have any of you ever watched an entire debate that he's been in or an entire video that he's been in?
I have. And Vic, let me speak on this. Like the one about the DEI and black pilots. He said he would have to question the ability of any black pilot. I mean, that just unnerves me.
Well, I know it unnerves you, Chuck, but what I want to say is like in terms of like the question that I asked, most people I know that are being inflamed by what Charlie Kirk has said, they're only talking about clips. I want to talk to people that have watched an entire video where he's talked to someone and had an entire conversation with him, because I'm only seeing when he asks the question and he gets a chance to respond to one particular part of it, and nobody's seeing the front part of it.
I would like to say that as a black person from Philadelphia, I only watch his full clips because of how they chopped it. Okay. Like I would have never ever in my life gave 70 fucks to watch that shit.
Okay.
To watch it unless because I do content, I knew it was chopped. So I knew it was things that was said before and things that was said after. So I need full context. But let's say if I was an average person and I didn't do content and I wasn't a content creator, I would have never thought about watching that shit. I don't know this guy.
But
like, I don't,
But here's the thing though. Everything that we've learned about America came from people that we don't like. And we had to still study them. And before we have an opinion, doesn't it make sense to have all of the information before you actually form a thought?
You're essentially saying what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I did not know about Guy.
I'm echoing the point.
Absolutely. I agree. Yep.
So, like, because we say all the time, you don't know my life. You can't judge me. You don't know everything about me before you make this statement, blah, 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 blah. But somehow that goes out the window when we're talking about people that we don't completely understand, know, or like, and it just seems popular. Like it's a bandwagon level of hate. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it. And most hate rides on bandwagons anyway, So
I think people too soft.
Yeah. Come on, man.
People too soft, man. let's just keep it real. We talk about the emotional discipline. Like my brother Tony came on here. He came in with the energy. I wasn't offended by his energy because I believe I'm cut from the same cloth. In fact, maybe it's a trauma response because I'm comfortable in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of the chaos. But I was raised in a single mother home, so in the ghetto, so I get it.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of times we be too emotionally involved. See, I could rock with this Kirk dude to a certain extent because we have a common enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If we share a common enemy, we could be 100%. We could be ops, but we are definitely a lot. We definitely have an alliance to take out who we trying to take out. And one thing that we definitely trying to take out is that feminism. That feminism, man, need to be knocked off completely. So
you see this right here.
I was able to separate my pro-black.
Absolutely. That's say in the gender war. Can that shit die a very fast death?
No,
Not a
man, I
slow.
wasn't done with my sentence.
Like,
Hold up, let me finish. Let me put a period at the end of my sentence. And that's one thing we got to practice when we speaking on here. Conversational etiquette. We can't cut somebody off because we feel like it.
I'm sorry.
On some real stuff. When it come down to it, we're gonna have to learn how to separate our feelings from where we can agree. When we look at these political elections, we never have anybody that's 100% moving in the direction that we want to move. We got to pick the best enemy. We got to pick the best devil. So when I'm looking at this boy, Charlie Kirk or whatever, I seen pieces of where I could relate to dog. But outside of that, we not relating. I'm not relating to black men just walking out of black women lives. A lot of times women control 80% of these relationships. Women are the ones breaking up these relationships, whether men are breaking the agreement or what. I'm not rocking with this whole idea that we don't need reparations. We do need reparations for 500 years of free labor. I mean, the reason why the United States is a superpower is because they didn't have to pay anybody to build the infrastructure. If it wasn't for cotton and the cotton gin, we wouldn't have been a superpower. So there's certain things that I can't agree with, but what I can agree with is that fathers need to be in the home, and we need to put that first. And that's one thing that he talked about.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I want to bring.
I ain't gonna be here long. First of all, that's a false narrative. Black men are the most active in their children's lives. They got facts on that already. This is what I talk about with somebody like Charlie Kirk. He fudges the numbers. He tilts things so they favor his opinion or his agenda. That's why I do not understand black people that cannot look a racist in the eye, a bigot in the eye, and call him a bigot and a racist because he might say something like, I'm a Christian. That's goofy. Obviously, he wasn't a Christian because none of his fruits match up with the fruits of the spirit. That's why I say, he was talking out the side of his neck, and Captain Kirk got beam me up Scotty as far as I'm concerned. He spoke on his own death. He spoke it up. He manifested that into his own destiny, and it was well deserved, if you ask me. His whole thing was against a whole bunch of different people groups that he felt justified in saying, and then he gonna say he a Christian on the other side of that. That's goofy as hell, straight up and down. And that's why I'm having issues with Christians. I call them hypocrites right now. I'm a man of faith. I ain't never seen in the Bible where God say be a Christian or join Christianity. He just said, pick up your cross and follow me. He just called his followers and brothers and sisters and his flock and his sheep. He ain't never said follow these Roman what word am I looking for? Indoctrinated institutions that take pieces of religion to continue their imperial rule. That's what it was made for in the first place. It's the same thing that Abraham Lincoln did when he supposedly put the country back together because he didn't want to free the slaves, but he did want to keep the union. No different than what Constantine did to keep the Roman Empire together, and we're in the last legs of that. So I just came on here to say this real quick because, as you can see, I'm at work, and and it's just funny to me that people can't call for lack of a better word, and no pun intended, a spade a spade. And I'm not celebrating dudes that But I ain't bothered by it, and I'm gonna just leave it there.
Okay. Hey, Mike, appreciate your input. I would say that it's the shame is that men can't speak their minds regardless of what they own without fear of threat on their life. And the truth is, what happened to Charlie Kirk ain't no different than what happened in Black community. The a man had an opinion. We see it with rappers all the time. You know what I'm saying? On a micro level, if somebody had an opinion about something, and we just looked at it as just another rapper dead. You know what I'm saying? He spoke it up, and I understand
But
how
those things get hyper. Those things get hyper extended in our community, and it's
I
still rooted. It's rooted in the racism that America is founded on to begin with. So you have an end result of a root cause with rappers and everything. I heard y'all say earlier about, like Tupac, only God can judge me. Guess what? He is going to judge you. And yes,
well,
we are supposed to judge. We're supposed to use discernment in judgment. Otherwise, you're just at a standstill. If you
well,
don't
well,
make any, you're supposed to make righteous judgments. But go
well, well,
ahead.
well let,
I'm
let me,
gonna back off a little bit.
yeah. Let me finish my point here. What's righteous is always subjective because everybody's connection with with their creator is different. Not everybody gets the same message the same way. Okay, that's one thing about faith and belief systems is the word belief is subjective in itself. You know what I'm saying? So not everybody has the same assignment. Now, how other people interpret your assignment, that's between them and their creator. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do, the truth is that you're supposed to have, in my opinion, a righteous take on everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to look past what he is and think about the folks that he responsible for that don't deserve to be without their father, that don't deserve to be without their loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you got the worst street criminal in Black culture, if that man doing the right thing by his kids, regardless of what he doing in the street, somebody gonna have an opinion that he should still be here. Whereas like somebody gonna say, oh, he a bad parent because he was in the street. So somebody gonna always have an opinion about whatever choices they choose to align their purpose with. And that's where like it comes down to, this is the hypocrisy of it all. Somebody gonna say, you can't judge me, only God can. And then here we are doing the same thing in this conversation. And I say, and I think the challenge is looking at the behavior. Just look at the behavior. Did he do anything that warranted his outcome? What he said anything or not is relative to the people that want to be offended or were actually offended, and that's subjective. But did he do anything? Did he do something that was worse than the pedophiles that a lot of y'all people protecting your own families, that hurt the boys and the girls before they even get a chance to enjoy the world? And those people are people of faith too. So what I'm saying is like, it took this guy being assassinated on camera, and we still sidestepping stuff that need to be discussed that happened in our own homes, that happened in our own families, but we want to completely pay attention to what's going on across the street. I don't understand, and I think that if you're doing the right thing and you see what's going on and you believe God is faithful, then you shouldn't have a negative opinion. I don't think that's my take, on things, because we're not responsible for what happens over there. We're only responsible for what we react to. And that's why we got our five senses. And the truth is the truth. Let the truth torture people. I don't need to torture nobody.
But that's what I'm saying is that, he put out seeds, or Malcolm X would say the chickens came home to roost on the information that he put out. He took a take on it, and it was half truths, and a half truth is still a whole lie as far as I'm concerned. That's how the devil got.
Did Malcolm and Martin deserve what they got?
No. Well, but let me say it this way. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me clarify. Let me clarify.
I want to say this. How would we feel if white people were getting on the net and talking about Nipsey Hussle, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X got what they deserve.
But they do. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. They do that. It's not like they don't do that.
He said he don't. He said they don't.
Who said they don't? If I had time to go through things on the internet, I'll pull them up and can show you where they would say this and they would say that.
What words have these guys used that are responsible for violence?
Who's responsible for violence?
What are we, 5 years old? Like what you did it, I'm gonna do it too. Like what the fuck? Yeah. Like what are we on, man? At the end of the day, the boy was 31 years old. It's Malcolm at 31 was still he was a little bit too radical. He didn't go to Mecca yet.
And he got as much time as God gave him to give the message he did. And so did Charlie Kirk. And so did Charlie Kirk. He gave the message that he gave the message that he believed in, and he died in his sins, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay,
and that's it.
That could be us, because in the same capacity, it may not be the same thing, but we could be struggling pitifully in an area, just like we're struggling to understand the black person's struggle.
Well, then hopefully God blesses you to come out of that in time before you die in your sin. That's all it is to it. We all gonna die at some time, but where are you gonna die on the scale? Where is your mindset gonna be at that time? And you will suffer the consequences. Choices have consequences. So whatever you say or whatever you do will be judged according to the God that I believe in, according to the Bible that I read. And I'm getting ready to try to read the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible so I can see what was cut out also. So then I can make my own decision.
Yeah, and then in that Bible it says, "Judge not, or ye will be judged by the same measure."
But this, see what you just said? It says, "Judge not, or ye shall be judged." It did not say don't judge. It say make sure when you make a judgment, you make a righteous judgment, or you use all the information that is available to make that judgment, or you'll be held to the same standard. I'm not scared of the consequences of what I'm saying, and if I get punished for it, so be it. But dude was a racist, head to toe, up and down. Nothing he said was good. I had to be good about black people in general, unless they were a certain type of black people that he approved of.
What's the one thing that you could say that made Charlie Kirk racist to you?
Oh, I heard many things. I've heard many of his speeches and his rhetoric, and you know, it's like what's the last thing that I heard?
Michael, I'm asking a very specific thing. What is the one thing that you saw that pushed it over the top?
I'll give you the last thing that I saw was when he was asked on the stage about the killings, and his answer was, "Are we including gang killings?" Well, if you open up that can in general, then how far back can we go with gang killings? Do we go all the way back to the Black Wall Streets? Do we go back to other time periods when these folks continue to justify what they did? It's like, how far back do you go? You can't go forward if you don't look backwards.
Mike, I want one thing he said so we can research it.
I just said that. I just said when he was talking right before he got clipped, they asked him, what did they ask him directly?
About mass. They asked, can I help you, brother?
Yes, please help.
Because I got muted for cutting somebody off, and I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know how this is gonna go. But he got his question was about mass shootings, and here's a fun fact. Gang violence is not included in the FBI terminology of mass shootings. So I don't even know why the fuck he brought that shit up.
Exactly. So then again,
before we could get the context of why he brought that shit up, he got shot.
But the context to me was plain. He was trying to switch the narrative.
He was asked about mass shootings.
He was gaslighting,
and he knew that gang violence was not a part of mass shootings. So that definitely was some gaslighting. That's
the same thing as right now. Right now, we got the HBS, the HSBUs or whatever. They closed down because two white people or one white person shot another white person. Now the black colleges, the historical black colleges are on lockdown because no matter what happens with them, if some kind of way, a certain type of them is going to blame it on us, regardless, no matter what, because they not happy with their life, and it's our fault. No matter if we doing good, if we doing bad, it's our fault.
Hold up. Hey, Mike, I'm gonna mute you real quick. I'm gonna let BJ
Ooh.
talk for a second. Go ahead.
See, and I think what's crazy about what I can't remember who said it. I think it was Mike and the lady said this is how hypocritical y'all are. If Charlie Kirk said gangs and y'all immediately associated with black people, that's the problem. Y'all act like there's not other gangs outside of black people. There's Hispanic gangs, there's white gangs. Y'all are racist. Y'all are the problem because he said gang and y'all assume black people, and that makes it racist. That's the problem. Charlie Kirk wasn't racist. I made a post the other day and said, name the difference between what Hulk Hogan, how's Hulk Hogan racist, and how's Charlie Kirk racist. And people immediately went to clips of Hulk Hogan being racist, using the N-word, being racist. Nobody can find a Charlie Kirk racist moment. You can say you feel like that was racist. You could feel like, oh, he said black people here and what we don't do there, and I'm going to combine that and make it racist. Charlie Kirk never said anything racist. If anything, y'all said he didn't get solutions. Charlie Kirk gave a solution. His solution, and the biggest problem with black people in America is we don't have family dynamic. Everything that every other race has over us because they have finances, they pass it down generationally, they have land, they have property. Everything starts with a family unit. And if he says how we can fix the problem is by staying together, and no, I don't agree that the black men are leaving. Usually women leave relationships anyway, so it's like 70% of women leave relationships. So yes, we aren't together, but it's not the black man leaving. It's the black woman feeling like she can do better. She leaves the black man. That's the only thing I disagree with him about. But if he say black people need to stay together and raise children, because we know statistically proven mom and dad in the household raise better upbringing of children, that is the solution. Everybody else has family dynamic. Asians, Hispanic, white people, all have family dynamic, except for black people. But we lead
No,
in
that I don't agree with that, and I can be a contest.
No,
I can contest to that.
Mike,
I don't believe in
Wait.
that.
Can we
Let-
address something that he said?
No, let
So
BJ finish his point.
We lead culturally. People want to talk like us. They want to dress like us. They want to be us. We're the top of the line. We make more money than we ever made as black people ever. But somehow we're still behind when it comes to degenerate behavior. Gangs, dying before 25, being incarcerated. We lead in those statistics because we don't have family dynamic. Most of the time people go to jail because they don't understand how to regulate their emotions. The term YN comes from a little boy not knowing how to control his emotions enough when something happens to him because he didn't have a father to teach him emotional regulation, but he got the emotional regulation of his mother. And if we put that together, mom and dad together, Charlie Kirk was helping us solve our problem, but y'all didn't hear it because you heard a white man talking on black people's problems.
And look, before we go to that point, Mr. Goodbread, you've been quiet, you've been patient over there. Let me bring you up.
Man, I'm just sitting here listening. Great conversation. You know what I mean? I'm just absorbing the conversation, just feeling it out, getting the energy and the vibes.
Word.
You know what I mean? It's opinions. You know what I mean? So nobody wrong, man. You feel how you feel. Let me just be clear and transparent.
Can I say something?
Now, we're gonna let Mr. Goodbread talk, and then we're gonna move to you, Dontre. We're gonna go.
He said he was vibing. Shit.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, I'm all about this, man. We got to go to the courts. We need this is our battle. Our battle should never be across the street. You know what I mean? Our battle should be here in these courts. A lot of us is stagnant because this is where our money go for 21 years. This is where our money go because we don't have no discipline. So that's my vibe. That's my vibe. So you know what I mean.
Dontre, what you got? And then I want to move around.
Hey man, Brad, you've been saying a lot of shit on this Charlie Kirk shit. Everybody they've been calling you coons and all kind of shit. You were just on your page going in on two motherfuckers that was talking shit.
You know, when the Negroes
somebody else.
You know, when the Negroes, when they don't have nothing thoughtful, they team up and just be ignorant. You know what I mean? Because for some reason, I got to teach my brothers how to team up for positive things. Because we could team up for some negative stuff. We could team up for some, let's beat them up. Let's do this. Let's do that. but we for some reason we can't team up to help each other or to be positive. We compete though. We silently compete with one another. You know what I mean? Instead of like linking up, like that shit's sad, bro. That's mother behavior. That's single woman behavior, bro.
Hey, god damn. Hey, but let's just say he was a racist. Say he was a flat-foot motherfucking racist. Say this nigga was motherfucking George motherfucking Washington, nigga. Say this nigga was Thomas motherfucking Jeff. Oh, he was fucking the women. He had
Thomas Jefferson like black, you
yeah,
know.
he liked them. Yeah. He was making them a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
like that black baby.
he was making them Brittany Renters.
Yeah.
He was making them Brittany Renters. That's what he was making.
Well, fun fact, real quick. One of my homies shared a picture of Charlie Kirk as a young boy, and he was throwing up gang signs next to a black woman, like he was GD or Vice Lord or something.
He
But
from
that's just a fun fact.
Chicago.
Well, there you go. I'm saying. So, how did he go from that to where he went later on in his life? That would be the interesting thing I would like to see. How did you transition from this to that?
The same
It's
way
called,
people
hold on, guys.
Mature.
That's growth right there, y'all. And you
growth.
see, because if you would have seen me 10 years ago, you know what I mean, boy, you would have been like, whoa, that boy, that's spooky. He came like, boy, you know what I mean? That's growth. And a lot of us don't understand growth, you know what I mean, because we don't grow.
Come
So
on.
when you're not growing, you're not going to see growth
I don't
in
think
others.
it's
You
growth.
know what I mean? A lot of people want you to stay the same because you staying the same reminds them that they didn't grow.
Hold
You know
up,
what I mean?
Mike.
Now,
Let me say this though. When you're saying this growth, it's
BJ, I
true.
got you.
But you
I
might
want to. I'm
grow.
waiting for my turn.
You might grow retarded. You
Hold
might
up.
grow. You might not grow upright, especially if there's no stick to help guide you that way. And so I don't see his growth as progression in that. I really don't see why he wasn't able to combine the two. I lived in Los Angeles, California. I used to
I'm sorry.
go into all the different groups from the weirdos to the jocks to the popular people to the white boys to the jerkers to the mods back in the day when I was young. I kind of flowed through everybody because I wanted to just kind of get a vibe from everybody. And truthfully, I feel like I'm cool with everybody. I never gang bang being from Los Angeles though. You know? Um
Hey, I
First
want
of
to
all, like I was saying, that's why I said to a
hold up.
degree, my brother on the end with your hand up. Let me say this to you when you keep saying, the family dynamic.
Okay. All right, go
Let me
ahead.
say this. My mom, yeah, she had two children that might be considered illegitimate, and she got a husband, and we got a uncle who stepped in as a father figure for us. That's why we all do well. But I'll say this, on my mother's scale, there's four of them. All of them are homeowners. All of them are successful. My mother is got over $15 million worth of real estate because of that foundation you might be talking about, and that's a good thing. So we can't just blanket and say everybody is like that.
I never said that.
In these statistics or polls, you
I never
know.
said that.
Is that the exception to the norm, or is that
You just did
in
say
regards to everybody?
earlier that
I didn't. I
me.
never made an old claim. I never said
Yeah, come on.
all.
Yes.
And look, hold up.
Speaking
Before
in
we go,
general.
BJ and Morphine had a floor right now. Okay, they've been waiting patiently.
I muted
And
myself.
all right, come on, BJ and Morphine.
Hey man, you
So
got to moderate this motherfucker. Michael got a strong personality.
He do, but that's why I'm cutting it out. My personality is stronger. Shit, what
so
we do?
so one thing I don't so we can't don't put words in my mouth because I never said all. I'll never make an all claim because that's low intelligence. But what I need you to understand is just because your anecdotal experience is one thing, that doesn't mean that you look outside and you notice 80% of people who go to prison come from single mother households. So yes, it might have worked for you, your brother, or whatever the situation you got, and I'm great it did. But when you look at the statistics, it usually doesn't work for everybody else like that. So I wouldn't tell everybody, yo, you can do this. You better do it alone. No, I understand that the numbers show it works when we're together, mom and dad. And to another person's claim about him being racist, this and it pissed me off, like you said, Victor. People catch clips if you watch the clip and then go watch his interview, when he said that black people were better post Jim Crow, he's not saying that we were treated better in America, but as the unity, the same way that I can't remember who said it earlier, that black people don't want to look out for each other and we need to come together. After slavery, black people were together. So when Charlie Kirk was saying we were better as black people, as a community, we were better. We had higher rates of marriage. We had better rates of family dynamic. No, not a lot of black people were going to jail. We had skill level. We had a lot of trade because we just came from slavery. We were together as a community. So when he say we were better before, Jim Crow law, around Jim Crow law, he's not saying the country that was the best time for us. He was just saying as a unit we were better. And it's crazy how now, years later, we have all the money, we have all the knowledge, but we're separated, we're killing each other at a higher rate. That's what he meant by that. So if you listen to a clip, of course it's going to sound racist. Do some deductive thinking, go watch the actual full thing and understand what he's saying. Like, it's that simple. He wasn't racist, not a racist bone in that man's body.
All right, Morphine, what you got?
I want to come back and rebuttal everything. What's his name? What's this young man named BJ?
Yes, ma'am.
BJ, how old are you?
33.
I want to argue with you for a second, if I may. If I may.
Y'all got it.
I sat here and I listened, and I didn't listen. I'm not listening to respond, but I had to take mental notes in my brain of the things that you said. One of the things that you said was it wasn't about racism. And you definitely said some things about gangs being different from Black to Latino to all these different things, right? And then about 5 minutes into your speech, you went back to identifying gang violence as Black. That shit was fucking crazy. It was crazy. I can't. It was a lot of dialogue. If I would have went after you, I could have pinpointed exactly what you said back to you what you said. So we could go back to. I ain't asked you a question. I said we're about to fight, so I'm making statements.
What we gonna fight about?
Let me build. This is a friendly fight. This is a friendly fight. Yeah, it's a friendly fight. I don't got no aggression in my voice, and I'm smiling. So look. You said something about gang violence, and then you went back to reverting gang violence and violence as only identifying them as being Black, while also identifying gangs as being multicultural, which was crazy. I thought that was wild. Then you said something about this guy not being racist. I don't think he was racist. I do think he was very prejudiced. Like, I do think he was very fucking. Yeah, we're all prejudiced. I do think he was very fucking prejudiced. And I do want to separate something that Michael said is something that you said about single mothers. There's a difference between being a single mother and doing shit by yourself and having help from your baby father. Because she ain't doing it alone. She's not doing it alone. And he is around. And he is, his presence is known. He do not have to fuck her. He don't have to lay up with her. He don't got to be under her fucking skin to be a daddy. To be a father, to have presence in his home. Okay? I do not want you to get that sense from these European motherfuckers, because that's what they're giving you, baby. It's giving, you gotta fuck this bitch to be a daddy. No,
are we going back and forth, or are you going on?
No, I'm not. I let you go.
I
sat there patiently. Yeah, I was patient, baby. So I'm gonna land my plane if it's a lot. Because but you said a lot. I just had to address a lot.
BJ, come back and address anything that you feel need to be addressed.
Like right now or after she's done?
No, you can do it.
Hey, man, you need to start giving timers, man.
Yeah,
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. My time was up.
What I said, I'm sorry, I can't see your name. What I said
Morphine.
to you was, what I said was, the guys, Victor said, name something that was racist, and then y'all both came off mic and said the fact that he brought up gangs, that was racist. And I said the problem with him the reason why that's a problem is because y'all think him bringing up the word gang just assume Black. That's the problem. I didn't say gang was the only Black thing, but y'all assume when Charlie Kirk said gang, he only was talking about Black people. So y'all associated with being Black. That's what I said was the problem. And then I said that you're happy when a mom raises a child by herself, the child has a higher likely level of joining a gang before the age of 25, dying before 25, and going to prison at 80% level. And here's the thing, though. The funny thing about this stat is it's not a black stat. It's a general stat. It's a single white moms, single black moms, single Hispanic moms. When you grow up as a single mother in a single mother household, your chances of doing these things go up 80%. I'm not making it about race. I'm making it about a generality statement. So when Charlie Kirk was talking about we need to prioritize the family dynamic, that's what I said. That was the help he was trying to give us. And if you can't listen to something as simple as have a kid to the right person, stay with the person for a long time, raise a kid together, then how
50
else we're going
seconds.
to listen to anything else?
All right. I think he made his point with that. Service USA.
I think Bread was trying to get it
Yeah.
in.
I'm gonna bring him up too. I got you next, Brad.
Oh, me?
No, go ahead, Service. You
Oh,
got
yeah,
your thing?
sorry. Now, a lot of people want to talk about racism and all this other stuff as far as Charlie Kirk is concerned. Now, let me ask you something. Now, as men in general, or people in general, we can say that the results of our work speak more in itself about what we are, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so Charlie Kirk is so racist, yet they're holding vigils for him over in Korea, South Korea. Charlie Kirk is so racist, they're holding vigils for him in Japan. Charlie Kirk is so racist, they're holding vigils for him in Spain. Charlie Kirk is so racist, they're holding vigils for him all the way up in United Kingdom. All over the world, they're holding vigils for this man and upholding his work. You know what I mean? Not to mention, he even went to all these colleges. He's not just talking to, young white folks, he's talking to us colored folks as well. And things of that nature. And we're all coming out the better for it. Matter of fact, his work is so good that even we're here right tonight talking about it.
Yeah.
So where's all this Charlie Cook is racist coming from when everything that he's done has also been to provide solutions for our problems as Americans in general.
Good Bread. You wanna jump in right here? You muted, sir.
You need to, I mute myself.
My bad. That's my etiquette, y'all. I know I
Yeah.
gotta stay muted. I know I gotta stay muted.
Appreciate it.
But
Come on.
no doubt. But I want to go back to our biggest issue in our community, man, which is single mothers. I want to go back there because as men, we build the infrastructure of the community. We build and then we protect it and we keep everything standing. But our women are really responsible for this shit, yo. And when are we gonna address how, for the past 20 years, they've seen us getting on the internet towards each other, black men and black women? This is why a lot of the races don't really respect black men. You know what I mean? I'm not pushing blame. These are just my thoughts. You know what I mean? I know we got a lady on the panel, but when are we gonna see more of women panels? Like, see how the brothers come and we have a nice conversation. Where are we gonna see more women panels where the women are saying positive things about the men? When are we gonna see women actually teaching the young girls how to carry themselves? How to, you know what I mean, or even teaching them a young boy what is taking so long? Like,
Stand down, Mike.
Can I answer that?
Now I want Tony.
No, very quickly, in one word, in 3 words, I'm gonna say it.
You would just come up. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
In 3 words, I have the answer. Actually, probably 5 words. But anyway, we're gonna see that the answer is when they take accountability for what they've done all these years.
Yeah.
That's when.
never. So 3 words turn into 3 letters. Never. 3 words turn into 3 letters. Never.
Zoom in on more free right quick. Zoom in on my sister.
5 letters. 5 letters.
5 letters. 5 words turn to 5 words.
Zoom in on that chocolate black woman right there. Skin glowing, baby.
Nah, I feel I'm
Hold up.
not taking
Hold up.
no.
Hey, hold up.
No,
Let me bring Tony to it. He been chilling, man. I'm trying to
we
swap
talk about
everybody out.
Charlie Kirk. We ain't having a conversation on single mamas today.
Now
But
we
Yeah,
God
Martina, we
Please
love
damn,
you, baby.
no,
snippet.
guys. This is not fair.
yeah. No, hey, you came over here, so hey, Tony.
But this, I ain't know.
I ain't know. Cut it out. Cut it out. Look at you. They go take accountability again. Hold up.
Oh man.
I said never.
You know what time it was when you came over here. You seen this motherfucking scene. Hold up. Hey, Tony, what you got?
So my thing is this: like what we doing right now, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I love that, and I think that it's very progressive. And I fuck with this vibe. Even if Don get on his shit, and you know he be real harsh on, he hate nigga shit. He hate nigga shit, and I respect that. That's why I be fucking with him, because he really hate niggas. And I respect that he hate niggas, because I hate niggas too. I just can't say it how he said. But my thing is this: we don't need outside people for this to happen. And that's my whole thing. Like, we don't need nobody to fan flames of what we're going through in order for us to have this kind of dialogue and reach these kind of real solutions. Because at the end of the day, the things that I learned from y'all, I'm going to take that to my kids. I'm going to take that to my friends. I'm going to have these other conversations in other rooms. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all talking to me is like talking into a microphone. If you give me some news I could use, I'm definitely going to spread it to the people around me. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't need outside people fanning flames of what's going on in my community and sensationalizing certain topics in order to bring about this. You feel what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. And hold on, before I land my plane, I want to say I watched the whole clip when he had the conversation with the young black kid at Texas A&M. The way he got emotional and just said, well, y'all allowed to say things that white people can't say. Yeah, there's a reason why y'all can't say it. And it's not about just because y'all white, it's because you have to look at the history. Just like me and BJ had a conversation. I'm gonna land my plane with this. So the young black woman that was the first one going to school, right? Mm-hmm. You know, Jerry Jones was one of them kids that was at that school, and I'll land my plane there.
Okay, I'm bringing up Mike first because I want to get through. You got 2 minutes right now. You got 2 minutes. Go.
All right. First of all, I would say one way that we could heal our community is to stop being disrespectful to each other. That's man to woman, man to man, all these different things. We have to bring back a mutual respect for each other for anyone to learn. I've never been the one that you could beat a lesson into for the most part. I'll just rebel. That's from
So
the
we have to hold
church
ourselves
to the
accountable.
school, anyone. You just can't beat a lesson into me, and that would be part of slavery. Um, and this is part of the reason we have the issue. We have been taught from a Eurocentric point of view in general. It has gone all over the world. That's why when somebody was saying, "Oh, they're celebrating him in Asia and here and else everywhere," that same Roman Empire that broke up at one time, if you want to call it that, because I don't think it ever went away. In fact, I believe that America is like the statue in the book of Daniel, where it says the legs and the feet
40
will not
seconds.
adhere to each other. So that's what we're doing. We're not adhering to each other. We're all focused on our particular viewpoints and trying to make sure we get that across. But for our community, first of all, we got to be able to mutually respect one another. And I'll land on the airstrip right there.
Okay, I'm bringing up BJ. Come on, and then I'm gonna get done. Trey
So,
up here to say his piece
so
before.
to Tony's point, me and him been going back and forth on Facebook for like fucking 3 days now. And it's so annoying because it's like talking to a wall. And the problem with it is he'll get in the comments. People will be in the comments when we're on live, and they'll say stuff like, "Oh, he's Uncle Tom," or he's cooning, he's Uncle Tom, and he hates black people, right? And I'm telling them the same thing that I'm saying right now, right? And then Tony will also say, well, a white man can't tell me about myself. What is a white man from the outside telling me? No one can hold us accountable. If the white man saying it is the problem because he's not on the inside, and then an inside man saying it to you, and he's an Uncle Tom or he's a Kim, where are you gonna get this information from? So it's like y'all switch the goalposts on who can tell y'all versus, and that's why black people are so fucking far behind. Because every other race, no matter what the information is, they still receive it and they use it. Black people look for ways to discredit the person telling them the information, even though it'll help us out. And that's why we'll never get anywhere, because it doesn't matter who says anything. If he say what the fuck was he saying that made black people so mad that gang violence is a problem, that we don't have family
You got
dynamic,
1 minute.
and it makes you feel a way about it, but you know it's true, then change the behavior. Don't be mad at the person who said it. That's the problem. Like, why do we got so much like this big film mindset with each other? Like, who can hold us accountable if we can't hold each other accountable and we get caught out our name for agreeing with some real shit, some facts? So I'll land there.
Okay.
You gotta let me respond.
No, hold up. No, I'm letting Dontre get in here first because he over here baking right now. He told me to moderate, and I'm moderating. Get your ass up here.
Go ahead, swing it. I like that momentum. Let him get it.
Okay. Let me get. Hey, Tony, the floor is yours. I'm bringing you over. Come on. You got 2 minutes starting now.
I bet, and I'm gonna make it shorter than that. Okay, so my thing with him and what he be saying. Okay, you shoot me, right? You shoot me, and then you get mad at the fact. You get mad at the fact because I'm crying, and I'm screaming, and I'm squirming, and you asking me why I'm doing that, and why I keep crying, and why I keep screaming, and you're mad at the fact that I'm doing that. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the Charlie Kirk thing do for me, because it's like, do you understand that you shot me? This is why I'm screaming and crying and all this type of shit, because you shot me. These is the effects of things that was done to me. And it's like, you can't be mad at me because I don't want to hear you sensationalize the things that your people perpetuated against mine. That's my whole thing. Like, there was times where we couldn't even read books. We couldn't even go to school. The reason why we don't have money right now, because we had like probably 50, 60 years of them burning down everything we built. Seneca Valley, Oscarville, Rosewood, like it goes on and on. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't think that that's cool for you to drop the crack in my hood and then be like, why are you smoking it? Like, come on, man.
Hey, come on up here, Dontre.
Yeah, man.
Come on, bro. What you got?
Man, I really enjoy the dialogue, man. It's real. But I'm not expecting, man, no European to really understand my struggle, man. I don't expect black women to empathize, and I don't expect white men to sympathize. And that's just me as a black man in this country. I'm responsible for my history. Now, if a person got something to say and they outside of the culture or my heritage, and we can find a common denominator, there's common enemies out here that we can all come together with. But a lot of people are not even educated on black history like that. Even when you talk to black people in the black diaspora, they're not educated on black history. Like, people in Africa don't really know what we went through like that. That's why when they come over, man, they be on some weird shit, and because they don't understand what it took for us to give them the right to be able to benefit from what we went through.
Matter of fact, the ancestors that sold your ancestors to us over here.
That's right. So when we look at this thing, I look at growth. You know, I think the pinnacle of like supreme wisdom at a youthful age is like 40, between 36 and 40.
I agree with
this
that.
Is when we seen MLK get up out of here. This is when we seen Malcolm X. They was both kind of swinging. It was coming all together around that time, and then they got up out of here. The young boy was only 31. Not saying he was even headed that direction, because like Mike said earlier, he said he was throwing up gang signs when he was young. I think he just picked a better side.
Yeah,
I think he picked a better side. I think the side that he picked, he went with his white supremacy. And if I was a white man, I'll be hell on you niggas. when I was born, I grew up listening to Tupac. Tupac, my favorite rapper, and Malcolm X is my favorite intellectual. So I'm different. I don't think that we have the same heroes. But he picked the side that he chose, and he was kicking it with a billionaire that's the president of the United States. He was on some high power shit. We can't say that he didn't pick the shit.
Hey, so let me jump in here because y'all been running your mouths. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say this. I think Black people are at a crossroad in general. You have to choose to try to solve your problems with the past or deal with the people you got in the present to dictate the future. And too many people, I said earlier today, you know, if I made a drink right now and I had to sell it to Black people, I just call it the past and make it carbonated. You know what I'm saying? And put energy on it. Because we love the past. And I don't say that lightly. I don't think there's no solutions in the past. I think the past is just a boundary for understanding so we can make better decisions going forward. The behaviors that we can't stand in the present are perpetuated by a certain behavior. Now, this is where I say behavior supersedes race and everything else, because there's plenty of people that's not Black that are for and with Black people, you know, and regardless how you feel about that, that depends on the way you grew up. For instance, like my parents didn't go to school with white people. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I was born in 79. So a lot of the people that I went to school with, that might have been the first generation of, you know, students that went to school with each other that was white and Black. Outside of, you know, like the majority or whatever, where's a valid mix. And we understand each other a lot more than probably what our parents' generation understood with them. And it's just going to keep going in that direction. And ultimately, we've had enough time to be able to say who has our best interests, whether they relatives or whether they actual family, because I believe blood is a default. You can't choose the family that you was born into, but you could choose the family that you create. And the thing that you create is relative to the way that you think. And behavior is the only thing that makes you feel comfortable, safe, embraced, and loved. And it gives you the motivation to move forward. If you can do it by yourself, that's great too, because I understand there's a lot of people that don't know how to be by themselves, but they can't be told what to do either. So ultimately, the only thing that's going to speak for you, aside from your words, because trust and believe, people are going to remember the highlight reel. And if you do more good than you do bad, and you hurt less people than the other person, people are going to remember you for being great. Because don't nobody want to talk about Martin Luther King and his promiscuous ways. Don't nobody want to talk about how the NOI broke up because Honorable Elijah Muhammad was sleeping with all of the young girls. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to talk about that part. When they talk about Bill Clinton, they talk about Monica Lewinsky. They talk about King David. They talk about all his wives and everything else. They talk about King Solomon. They use it to justify being sexually promiscuous.
So why are we talking about all these
people? Hold up. People remember you for your behavior. So that's why I posed the question that I said. How does Charlie Kirk behavior is what I'm talking about. How does his life and death impact Black people? Because what did he do to Black people besides hurt your fucking feelings? That's what I want to know. Come on, Service. Like, he already up. I'm gonna bring you over. Like, if I bring you to the center, then you get to speak.
What Charlie Kirk did was he made us look within ourselves. Number one, so that we can look at our own problems and find our own solutions to fix it. He offered a couple suggestions that can help fix it. As the most important was keep the father in the house. All right, don't take these fucking handouts. Keep the father in the fucking house. That's number one. All right, and the other thing that he did was, goddamn, I have my brain fart. Who's the next guy? The guy with the fuck child support on his head. Go ahead and talk, and I'll see if I remember, and then I'll say stuff again. Sorry.
Come on, I'm gonna rotate everybody over because I want to know what he did to hurt our feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't seen it yet.
My man, Service USA navigating down there. He working.
Yeah.
Man, man, I'm gonna land my plane on guys, y'all. It's just time because we solution based, man. It's time to purge your cipher, man. You got to get rid of anybody thinking how they've been thinking with that victim mentality. Anybody in your circle, remember, you are the sum of the 5 people you chill around the most, the 5 people you
Yep.
engage with. You know what I mean? You are the sum of that. So don't think you 100.
Show me
Don't
your
think
friends, I'll
you
show you my true
A1
future.
if you hang around a bunch of 70s and 60s and poor mindsets. You become them, guys. It's time to purge the people you hang with. It's 2020 came for a reason. That was the vision. 2020. We were supposed to see something. He showed us something. We were supposed to see that. Now it's 2025, guys. By now, we done saw everything we needed to see. We up out of quarantine mode. Let's get our mind out of that quarantine. I mean, they sent us in to get some information. We got the information. Now let's put that information to use. You know what I mean? Like brother said, if you want to go somewhere, go alone. You'll get there. But if you want to go far, it's in your best interest to team up with somebody. Stop being so selfish, black man. Now I mean, stop. We gotta
Mr.
team
Goodbeat.
up, bro. But again, we got a lot of racist black men that hide behind truth tellers now. You know what I mean? We got a lot of racist black men that hide behind men of principles that just want to tell the truth and want to help the community. And like brother said, it gets like how the women, like we all content creators, right? And we all know, for the most part, we talk about the inconsistencies in modern women, our black women, right? And what they do, they come to the channel and, oh, I don't want to hear this. But we got white women, Latino women coming to the same channel, taking the information and really bettering themselves. Yo, Mr. Good Bread, I be submissive. I know how to be submissive. And but our sisters who we gave the information to
And
first,
they can cook.
they let it go. Just like how our brothers do. Our brothers, they don't want the information. And as men, we need information, guys. Information don't come with a look either. We have been trained to look for a look and, oh, that's the truth. That's that. Because he looked like that, he can't be telling the truth. Or because he looked like that, he's racist. Or we stick these titles on people so we could then predict how they supposed to behave. That's crazy, y'all. We got to get to the information for ourselves, bro. We got to stop listening to shit. Some of us never touched our default settings. The shit that our mama programmed, our mama and daddy programmed. You know what I mean? When we get in our adult age, all we do is when we come into a problem, we revert back to our default setting, which is that childhood. And if you don't like how you feel, if you don't like how life is treating you, you responsible for that. We all get choices, decisions, and then there's consequences, guys. That's the part that I don't understand with us. We look to blame every other race, everybody else, and we forget we all have choices, decision, and then there's consequences. And I'm out, y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I've been trying to get to y'all for forever, but I had time today, man.
Man, we
This was
appreciate
a
you,
good
Good
one.
Bread. Yo,
Man,
I've been
you set this motherfucker on fire, boy.
you came up here, you know what I'm saying, saying what need to be said, man. Whether people want to hear it or not is something else. But you did what you was supposed
Right.
to do. Done. What you got, man?
We be like, fuck these niggas. And that's why I love good bread. Because we don't give a fuck about hurt nobody's feelings. We hurt our own feelings. You know what I'm saying? We against anything that's degenerate, even our own motherfucking selves. Nigga, I wake up every day to hurt my own feelings. And if I don't give a fuck about my own feelings, you know I don't give a motherfucker
Yeah.
about yours.
Dante, we gonna hurt our
Hallelujah.
feelings before they hurt our feelings. I bet you that.
Oh my
I'm gonna hurt
God.
my feelings before anybody hurt my feelings, B. And that's self-improvement, guys. Don't be scared to self-improve. We all a work in progress. Let's stop capping. Let's stop
Oh,
acting like we a finished product. You is not your avatar. Y'all not your
Nope.
avatar. Social media allowed y'all to create a character. You don't get no points in real life for that social media character. Let's stop wasting time, y'all.
Come on, BJ, what you got?
I got so what you said, Mr. Goodbread. You said the problem is we look for how it makes. We're looking for a look when it comes from the messenger, and I think what the problem with us as a culture is we look for how it makes us feel. Um, you said like the idea of y'all just said, and I love it to hear. Y'all both said you look to be uncomfortable. You look to hurt your own feelings. When somebody, what people need to realize is when somebody is telling you a message and it makes you feel good and you're applying it to your life, but it's not working, then chances are you need to listen to something else. And nothing on this planet that you want to grow, nothing, whether it's knowledge, whether it's lifting weights, nothing is a comfortable feeling. So in order for you to grow, you have to list and push against something that makes you feel uncomfortable. And what y'all need to realize is they do not kill what is for us. I'm sorry, they do not kill what I'm sorry. They do not kill what is against us. The pedophilia message, the transgender message, they'll let that walk around 90 going north. Nobody touches them. They'll let that go because it poisons the mind of a lot of people. Even if it ain't poisons the mind of you, it poisons the mind of other people. But the people who is for us, who's trying to tell you, hey, look at this. This is what they're doing. Pay attention to this. That's who they kill. And it's been from the beginning of time. So y'all need to realize, why are they letting these people who push this narrative of all this negative shit, all that negative shit, I don't want to get too crazy on it, but the thing is, if you listen to it every day, it was Charleston White, Candace Owens, and even Charlie Kirk. When I listened to
30
their message
seconds.
when I first heard them, I hated them because how dare you say that about our favorite rappers? How dare
Hey
you say
man,
that about our culture? But then you realize when you look back at your culture and what they are saying is applied, and you see it is true, then maybe I need to listen to that because the things I've been taught about my culture all my life ain't been working out. So I just land on it. If it makes you uncomfortable, listen to it.
Yep. Let me bring Tony up real quick. Hold up, before Tony speak, go ahead, Don. What you got?
and on the Candace Owens situation, and I really empathize because I really think she's a brilliant mind. She's just a waste of good black pussy because she's messing with that white man. I'm very upset about that. I just wanted to slide that in there. I don't like that. I don't like she's taking that pink meat. I think she needs some of this darkness, man. But she bad wenching, but she's brilliant.
Man, come on, Tony. What you got? Oh
Yeah,
man.
you know,
Something
I
like
actually followed Candace Owens, so I know a little bit about her childhood. She gave a Pookie a chance. He just hurt her hard, and she never went back.
Motherfucking
But
nigga.
she,
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all,
yeah,
hold up.
yeah.
Come on, Tony. It's Tony turn now. Y'all extra ass niggas. Come on. Tony, come on in.
Yo, no, I feel it. I feel it, and I see where everybody coming from, and like, that's something else. Whether I agree or not, that's something else. At the
Yeah.
same time, like I don't listen to certain things because of how I live my life. Like on this internet, I be pushing dad shit. That's what I push. You go on my profile right now, you see my pictures like it's big dad shit. I'm supporting my man right now that's down in county. He just had a heart transplant. I'm trying to help him get home and he needs signatures. You feel what I'm saying? Like what I really
okay, brother.
stand for and what I be on is way bigger than a slight look of a mask that you might take from me. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is this at the end of the day. I'd rather one of y'all tell me about my shit than somebody else. That's all I'm saying. I respect it more. I hear it more, even when you be harsh. Like Don talks crazy, cuz,
Yeah, I know.
but he tells the truth.
That's why I fucks with
I
him.
hate how he talk about niggas,
You need to.
but it's true, and
Yeah.
you need to hear that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
He don't put no motherfucking candy with the medicine. He just shove the medicine down your throat. You
He-
feel what I'm saying? And I take it. Some
yeah.
of this shit I don't like, some of this shit I do. I chew the meat and spit out the bones. But what I'm saying is this: I don't need Ben Shapiro. I don't need Charlie Kirk or Clerk. I don't need these kind of people in order to tell me what my people can tell me. You feel what I'm saying? Because I just feel like it just feel different coming from them.
They
You
already
feel what I'm saying? And I'd rather my own teach me because my own don't really be lying to me. You feel what I'm saying? We know for a fact that they was telling us lies. We know that they was teaching us lies. So it's kind of hard for me to embrace that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I hear it come from y'all, it sound different, and it makes me move different, and it makes me move faster. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's just me personally. You feel what I'm saying? That's it.
Everybody have their own way to digest information. Everybody digest information different, and I mean, so I get that.
Tree Service USA, what's up? What you got?
Now, Mr. Good Money. Can I call you Mr. Good Money?
Yes, sir. That's my old name. That was my Pookie name right there. I'm good, bro.
I know what the bread is about, but I want to keep it 100 on that one.
Go ahead, bro. I'm transparent.
Anyway, thanks for reminding me. All right, now for the most part, understand that for us to be able to grow, not just as a community, but as a society and as a nation, what we build, we're building arcs, and not everybody can come with us.
I agree with that.
Let him that hear can follow. Let him that does not stay behind. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, we gotta purge them. We gotta purge them. We can't bring everybody, bro. We cannot bring everybody. We saw that movie before. We saw when we let Judas in, what will happen. We saw that movie.
So understand, we know who the crabs are in the barrel. Leave them behind.
We know who Esau
Move forward.
is.
Whoever
We
decides
know
to
who
follow.
the Esau's are.
Right. So whoever decides to follow, and we'll build it there. That's one of the answers, because we're too busy trying to bring everybody with us. And look where we're at now. We're over here discussing the same shit that we've been discussing for the past 10 plus years. Solutions.
Yeah,
We've been
and
giving solutions for the past 10 plus years.
I like what brother said up top there. The past, man. Like, we got to get up out the past, guys. The ancestors is probably down here looking at us like, but if y'all don't get y'all ass busy and stop worrying about us.
What we're doing right now, everything our ancestors have done in the past is for us to improve ourselves, to build upon their work. If we do less than that, it's a slap in the face. We're pissing on their graves.
Hold on,
That's basically what's happening right now.
I got a book plug right now. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna pull myself up here, because this is the book that's gonna make all of this conversation make sense. In this book, that is called Accountable Masculinity, and it's identifying the disciplined man in you. There's nothing that you add discipline to that doesn't get better. Okay, you either a disciplined thinking man or you're undisciplined. If you're disciplined, you care about solutions. If you're undisciplined, you in your feelings all the time. So at some point, you got to determine if your feelings are going to solve the problem. And generally speaking, feelings cause the problems. So the past is an emotional connection because you weren't there. The future is what you plan based off of discipline. So after you hear that, you got to determine if the decisions that you make, are they rooted in you being offended? And typically, if you're offended, you ain't got no plan. All you got is your emotions. Because a man with a plan don't get offended. He just laugh and chuckle and move about his day and say, look, let the outcomes point to the scoreboard. Point to the fucking scoreboard. If your shit better than mine, then I'll ride with you. But if your plan ain't better than mine, then shut up and become a customer. Shut up and be in the audience. Be quiet. Keep your shit to yourself. Because we don't need no more problems. We got enough of them. Just because you're extremely skilled on reciting the problem in the past doesn't mean it's useful. Okay? Just because you understand the past does not mean that what you say is useful and applicable to solving a problem. It's a reference point. That's all it is. And some of y'all just be so articulate about nothing that we can use. All right.
Hey, yo, BJ.
Yeah, let me get BJ up here.
But BJ, no, I got something to say to BJ.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's frozen.
He's frozen. I think he's still active though. BJ, can you hear? Say something. Who's singing?
I don't know.
Oh, we'll come back.
What happened to the young lady?
That nigga said,
This hat.
Found out
What happened to the young lady? She left.
This hat is what happened to the young lady.
Yeah. What happened
This
to her?
hat.
Come
My
on, Mike.
phone
Come on,
dropped.
Mike.
Yeah, come on, Mike. I've been waiting because I practice what I
DJ.
preach. We gotta be respectful to each other.
That's
Now,
right.
I hear y'all brothers talking a lot about masculinity and this, that, and the other, and leaving the feminine out of it altogether. I don't think that we can build like that. It's just that simple. I think we need the balance between the two, especially in our
Yes,
community,
Avatar.
in our culture, to make this work for us as a community and a culture.
What's
Um, what's my what?
your solution?
Again, first of all, we got to start with the starting blocks. We got to start with mutual respect so that we can talk to each other and see what our issues are with each other within reason. And then we do need to move to some solution based talking points, agendas, order of operation, and all those different things for us over here, separated from the others. It's like old sayings: clean your house before you clean anybody else. We got to clean our own house. So, not that to go back to I don't want to rehash Charlie at all. Um, we have to find a way to be able to have ears for each other. you know the ladies have closed their ears to us, and we have closed our ears to them, and this infighting just keep going around in a circle. I heard y'all also talk about some people gonna fall off, or and that's gonna happen. But as you can tell, some of the way I talk, I'm biblically based, so that
30,
was gonna happen anyway. that
30
that's that's bound to happen, is that people are gonna fall by the wayside. Bottom line is, what do you believe in, and stand 10 toes on it. That's all I gotta say.
All right. The Service USA, what you got?
All right, now solution on that. Number one, as far as um, the women and all this other stuff. Here's the thing: whatever men do, women follow. Correct?
Yep,
Yes, no, maybe.
No.
We'll open up our own gym.
that's a
All of a
fact.
sudden, guess what? Women start moving to the gym. Yes, no.
That's a fact.
Okay. So as far as balancing, we all know our women are not going to do that. So what do? We lead. That means we just keep doing what we're doing, be successful in what we do, bring other people who follow. In other words, build that arc, do what we do. Whoever can come onto the arc, follow with us. Sooner or later, these women are going to say, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with these bum fucks. Let's move forward, and I'm going to follow the person that's building the arc. That's just what they do. You know what I mean? So build yourselves, build communities without them, and watch them follow regardless.
Yep.
And then from there, that's when you're going to get the respect
Hey,
Yeah.
and the fear.
Don, before you go ahead and light it up, because I already know where you about to go, I'm gonna go ahead and say this real quick. Men only need to deal with women that respect them. If you only deal
That is
with the
correct.
women that respect you, the rest of them they'll cannibalize each other and let them figure it out. This is about behavior. To what Michael was saying about, we got to start back to the building blocks, and it ain't gonna work without the men or the women being on the same sheet of music. It's definitely not gonna work with disrespectful women, and it's definitely not gonna work with disrespectful men. And generally speaking, the most disrespectful men and women are raised by women. So if they can't listen to a man, they're gonna end up dealing with a man in uniform anyway. So when it comes down to a dystopian situation where we gotta listen to somebody that know more than us, and more, and they knowledge is greater than our emotions, the people that know they need to shut up need to be the first ones to shut up. They shouldn't be told to shut up, because they playing a game. Like Mr. Goodbread said, they run around in real life with their avatar. You know what I'm saying? The one that they created on social media. But we know when it's time to break the bolts on a tire to change it, who gonna be able to do that 10 out of 10 times versus somebody 4 out of 10 times. Okay. We know who is gonna be the one that examine their situation for threat versus looking for pleasure and excitement. And generally speaking, them dudes that's raised by their mamas and them women that's raised by their mamas are gonna always be the liability. So I'm saying that to the men that's got their fathers in their lives, or their fathers themselves that's responsible for protecting somebody else, that's overcome that over motherfication and then under fathering to recognize what their real power actually is, because you don't have to stay there. Like, your origin is not for you to reside there. It's for you to understand what changes you need to make to be a better version of yourself. And regardless of what it looked like, how offensive it might be, you might have to cuss your mom out. You might have to cuss your daddy out, because your mama might have been a whore. Your daddy might have been a simp. All of them might have chased coochie. All of them might have been in the club. You might have been conceived in a bathroom. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter, because you got to deal with your present as it sits. I'll lay my plane on that. Don, what you got?
Yeah, man. What I want to say to everybody is that you can go ahead and zoom me in.
Okay, I got you. Hold up.
I'm gonna get up out of here with everybody up. Stop trusting these niggas, man. Stop trusting these nigga bitches. Let me tell you something. The people that's for you may not even look like you. You gotta deal with the people that rock with you, that respect you, that love you and adore you on all levels, whatever gender that may be. And if you want something, man, you got to do something that you never did, which is why a lot of us got past it. The brother said it best. He says, we got to leave. And most of us is leaving out the motherfucking country. That's right. I'm 30. I'm about to be 40 years old this year. I ain't got time to wait for you masculine, big back, wig wearing bitches to get it right. It's not gonna motherfucking happen.
Hey,
I just want to apologize right here publicly in front of all the brothers that I demonized for messing with other races of women. I was young, dumb, and hella goddamn stupid. I'm saying, you go get him a Latina. You go to Thailand, you get you a girl that want to suck your dick and shut the fuck up. Who am I to tell you that's not the best thing for you, motherfucking you? So you trying to tell you so loyal, you gonna get this big back mean bitch that got 3 kids by 3 different niggas, that's Pookie nigga, Ray Ray and Tayshawn nigga, and be disrespected, but you can't have Wu Ling nigga that ain't have no motherfucking kids that want to suck your dick and make motherfucking Thai noodles? Man, I ain't with that shit, man. Go with whoever people like the motherfucking king that you is. And we gotta understand who's our allies. Yeah, we might just be, it might just be a mission. We might just need to just shoot them over there across the block. They might just be good for that. That don't mean we gotta listen to their whole goddamn doctrine. Like them old folks say, eat the meat, spit out the bones, nigga. Eat the fruit, spit out the seeds. Do you eat the damn sunflower seed, nigga, when you motherfucker, do you eat the whole shell? You spit that motherfucker out. Now, I know some of you chicken eating niggas that still eat the gristle. And you need to be stopped. Who the fuck laughing, man? Get the fuck out of here.
Don is cold-blooded, man. No bullshit.
Damn, son.
I tried to hold it.
I tried to hold it. You seen the motherfucker eat the gristle, though? I seen a bitch do it.
Yo, it's a eat the gristle, man. Damn, man.
Poverty. I seen somebody eat the wingtip.
Hey, she was from Chicago that ate that gristle. You know who is.
Shot-town.
That's a possum.
Man. Yeah, this is a good ass conversation, man. I had a great old time. I stayed way longer than I was scheduled, yo. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's the comfort, bro. I appreciate y'all.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all the tags. I knew when we got a chance to speak, it was gonna look like this right here anyway. And I appreciate everybody balancing things out. You know what I'm saying? It came in a little defensive, and I think people worked it out. I think that's my ultimate goal with my platform, is to show that Black men, regardless of their background and opinion, can hear the other person talk. You know what I'm saying? And what happens too quickly, everything gets clipped up, kind of like this whole Charlie Kirk thing, and people gonna get a piece of what they hear that echoes their respective echo chamber. And it's really easy to morph your individual feelings into a 30-second clip and then make everybody else, you know what I'm saying, kind of responsible for it.
Who is
For how
Mac Mac? He's been here the whole time and we ain't brought him up. Who is Mac Mac?
Yeah, I told him to come on camera. I said you got to get on camera. I'm not, because he might get up here and it might be a whole video or something that I don't need.
Yeah.
If you can't be on camera, you can't come up here. I done said that multiple times. I said it in the chat, and I'm not playing with you.
Yeah, it's follow instructions, man. That's a big part of everything, because it's like people see, and it be us sometimes, man. A lot of the times it be us. They see the gathering and they see the building and they just taught to destroy. So you'll have a fool, us, jump on here and show some lewd pictures or something, and just to get the stream shut down, boy.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, this streaming game is cold-blooded, man. You know what I'm saying? We already talk about some topics that might be a little bit risque, you know what I'm saying, in terms of opinion. But that's how powerful emotions are. People build policies off the way we feel. And so like it doesn't help black people, black men per se, acting like the women that they can't stand just because they was raised by them.
and it's crazy. They don't teach this in school either. They don't teach the emotional intelligence, boy, because everybody knows when you let your feelings get controlled by other people, you're gonna lose your money. This is why poverty is where it's at in the black community, because everybody is giving when you lend your feelings out, I'm gonna take all your money. You give me your feelings, I'm gonna take all your money, or I'm gonna make a bag off of your feelings.
I'm gonna take
and that was shown today. I had two black men that did not like what I had to say, my opinion on something. Not that I went to their post, they came to my post. We all know if it don't apply, let it fly. You know what I mean? But of course, you are what you attract to. So it was ignorant, and they like that. They're ignorant, so they're attracted to ignorance, and it went down. And then what did he do? He just did what brother just said. He took a clip of me saying how embarrassing the African American brother is, but he did not. And thank God that I'm West Indian, right? He clipped that piece of the conversation, reposted that, but did not clip the whole conversation when we was talking about it. And he went researching, digging up. I never lead with my heritage. I never lead with anything. I don't lead with my money. I don't lead with anything that I have, because I want to show you how to get it. You get nothing. You gain nothing from me sitting here flashing and doing all this extraness, showing off. But if I teach you how to get what I got, you know what I mean? So he felt the need to mention that I was West Indian and clip that piece. And then he takes the new post that I put up when I said, salute and good morning to all my well-behaved West Indians. Tomorrow, I will put salute and good morning to all my well-behaved Mexicanos. You know what I mean? So that he tried to play with me, like, and then they so crafty. These niggers are so crafty and emotional, and emotional that. And they're just like their mama, bro. Because that was a hell of a, that was a single mothers have done that to each and every last one of us on this panel of us just speaking our truth. We speak our truth. They go to our post, then they'll go to our page, scroll all the way down to 7 months ago, get a picture and repost it under the, like, if I didn't want you to post that picture on a public platform, I wouldn't have posted it on a public platform. But it's just retarded. Like the low IQ, low IQ.
Let me bring the service over here, because he got his finger up. He trying to say something.
Before I head out. Now, before I head out for the audience and everybody in general, you need to understand that the truth is the truth, no matter what it is. That means if it comes from outside the community or otherwise, we got to accept it for what it is if you want to grow. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, when you want to go out there and try to do something, you can't be mad at somebody because your trash overflows into his yard, and now he's telling you to clean up your shit so that it doesn't mess up his place. In other words, he's also giving you the solutions how to clean up your shit, and now you're mad about it. Stop it. That person is giving you a chance to go. Here, let me ask you something. All right. When who in our own communities are out here telling us, hey, listen, these are the solutions to how to clean up our own shit? Nobody. So now when we got other people from the outside coming in saying, listen, this is what worked for us. Nah, fuck you. You don't understand our fucking our culture. How does that work? You know what I'm saying? They're giving us the blueprint of the game of how to improve on ourselves, get that money, get that structure, keep our families together and everything else. And the first thing you want to do is, oh, listen, you're not the same color as I am. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's
You know that?
counterproductive. That's not intelligent.
Huh?
Yeah, man, I want to be like white people when I grow up. I want to steal everything, all the knowledge, and then act like it's mine.
Yo, why they don't understand that
But here's the
all
question:
white
is it working?
privilege is knowledge. All white privilege is access to knowledge, and we have it. Knowledge is of abundance. That's why it's no excuse. It is no excuse. Listen, guys, we are a seed. We don't. You can't knock us for who planted us in the ground, right? Because that's that start date. That's that start date. You know what I mean? But you the dash in the middle. You know, God got that end date. But you are responsible for that middle dash. So you can sit there and play a victim. You can blame others, but we all get choices, decisions, and then it's consequences. And that's the bottom line. Ain't no white man, Chinese man, black man, coon. You can't title that. That's the dead honest truth. And you got to deal with that.
Right. Now, Dantre, back to you. Question. What you just said, is it working for them?
It is shit. The motherfuckers.
All right then. Why can't we take that same playbook and make it work for us?
Well, nigga,
why can't we take that same playbook and make it work for us?
Shit.
Huh?
Yeah,
we got to come up with our own patent office.
I think.
Oh, listen, let's be like the Chinese and just steal the patent and just run with it. Fuck it.
Man, they the best.
And that's what this platform is, right? It filters out things that we can and can't action. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to have disciplined men that can have discourse and say, oh, okay, I was hearing the inflection different. I thought he might have meant this. And that's the essence of getting out of your feelings. So you can actually listen to understand instead of listening to respond. Everybody got their own stance. Every man got to be able to stand on what he can stand on. But some men, they stand in defense. And I think when you stand in defense, you're more prepared to defend the past than to actually lean into the future. And I think a lot of those men that function that way, they raised by women, they chase vagina, and they got multiple baby mamas in most cases. You know what I'm saying? There's a rare situation where a man can overcome that and become the version of himself that can chastise his old self and say, you ain't shit. Because there's a version of us that we beat up. You go back and look at the 22-year-old version of yourself, you fight that nigga. You beat him up in the alley, broad day. You choke him out. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't kill you, you choke him out. So every man has a woman that he gave too much time to, and he knows that.
Hey, that's some deep shit that you just said. That was some deep shit.
Hey,
if it wouldn't have killed you, you would have choked him out.
Yeah, if it wouldn't have killed you, you would have choked him out.
Ooh, that shit was. Whoa.
Come on. If every man on this panel had 10% of the money that he blew on the wrong women, we would be in a completely different conversation.
I'd walk off, but I'm in my truck. So yeah, been there, done that.
Oh my God, give me my money back, bitch.
That's word to this hat. That is word to this hat. And that's why I promote it, because if we could stop, stop more of our young black men, our young black women, because a couple of the old ones stuck in the past. So we can snatch our young men right now and tell them, don't go through the pig swine. Don't let them see through the pig swine with this, because this is where our generational wealth is. This is where the black money is. This is where the money is in the courts. You know what I mean?
It
So
ain't
any way you
black.
put it, no,
This
nobody,
is why I gotta
nobody.
say, Brett, it ain't black money. It ain't just
It's
black
all
money.
money.
I mean,
It's
yeah, all
any
money.
male,
But
any
again,
male is
Men,
getting killed.
and the white men get done dirtier. But again, we keep it our base. We want to sweep our front door first. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
when I speak, I'm speaking us. You know what I mean? I'm speaking about us. I get it though. I'm not, and I don't want to neglect any of my Caucasian followers and my Caucasian supporters. I get what they do to y'all in the courts, but you know what I mean. I'm not making the decisions y'all make. I'm here to teach my young black men how to keep their money in their pocket, because for 21 years you will be a slave. You see, you got a lot of old men running around here feeling like they still a slave,
Yep.
but you will be a slave for 21 years, and it's not worth it, bro.
I want to say
You
this,
will own nothing and be happy.
and this is something I told somebody, and I don't think that you won't find too many men that have the proud heritage as me as a black man. I just don't think too many exist. But I'm a man. I'm a black man. Because if they gave me a choice to be black or have these balls, I'm going with the balls. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it motherfucking real. And the war against masculinity is real. The war against masculinity has destroyed more families all around. Starting in the black community, then racism or socialism, capitalism, any ism, this feminism is the coldest shit the world has ever seen when it came to breaking up nuclear fucking families, dog. Now, the black community, they always experiment with us first, but this shit trickled over like crack. Remember when crack came in the ghetto and then it ended up in the suburbs?
Yep, and they made clinics.
This motherfucking fatherless, absentee fatherism and all this shit, this broken up family shit that spilled over into the suburbs, the country. It's some more shit.
Yep.
You got Latinas, you got Mexicans out here talking about they Latina women don't even want to be submissive.
Hold on now.
Women Latinas that wasn't fucking submissive.
Yo, V and Dante, yo, I gotta really go, but this shit right here is so dope. I gotta do something for y'all, cause y'all know I'm just chilling right now on my YouTube. But what I want to do is I want to share that audience with y'all. So I gotta strike up a StreamYard over there on my channel, invite y'all over, and y'all come with all the links. Y'all bring these links and you just drop the links while we have a nice little conversation, just so I can let my audience know this is the new wave right here. This is gonna be the new wave. I'll be back soon. Yeah. I ain't in no rush to be back, but I want to do that for y'all, bro, because I believe in giving back too. I'm not a selfish black man, you know what I mean? You know that, Dante. You know me a little bit better than everybody on the platform. So you know, bro, I'm all about sharing and caring. I got out the barrel and I'm never going back in the barrel. And if I could drag y'all out the barrel, I will gladly drag y'all out the barrel too.
You can drag me out this motherfucker anytime.
You know what I mean? So I'm with promoting this. This is it right here, because I don't do that regular beta male, alpha male content. I don't do that. I have a unique audience. I have a little bit more, my audience a little bit more smarter. You know what I mean? They not that rinse and repeat audience that just want to hear bad shit about women all day. Like they got some smarts with them. So I'm gonna put that audience on to y'all, and you just get as many subs as you can, and keep it going, because y'all do this. So you know what I mean? I appreciate y'all again.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, and he being humble. But this man got 100K followers on YouTube. Let's keep the motherfucking real. Hey, this is why he's talking like that.
On the wall, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, that's love right there, bro. Like that's the type. And that's the type of synergy that accountable masculinity is aiming at. It ain't about being alpha. It ain't about being beta. You either disciplined or undisciplined. And if you undisciplined, you're gonna get weeded out. Because when we take coochie out of the conversation, you ain't got nothing to talk about.
That's a fact, bro. Yeah, when you look over at your man, stop looking over to see what he got and look over to see how much and can you give him more if he need. You know what I mean? That's how I am, guys. Like, understand. I it's lonely at the top. So anybody that tell you it don't get lonely at the top, they need to climb some more. They ain't climb all the way at the top, but it get lonely at the top. And I told y'all before, if you want to go somewhere, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, bring some people with you. But make sure it's the right people. And I gotta land my plane on that, y'all. But I appreciate all y'all on the panel. Everybody, even the girl that left because of my child support hat, but that's okay. She'll be all right. And
he said a phone died.
I bet.
Bring Benjamin Sharp up here, man. Like, hey, you've been waiting patiently. Hey, man, I seen you. You know, I want to get you in here before we get ready to turn it off. What you got going on, man? Tell us about yourself. Let the audience know what's your beefs, what's your gripes, what you got.
I followed Dante up on here. I'm very impressed with your guys' dialogue and the mutual respect, camaraderie, and brotherhood that everybody shares and has. And definitely it's very informative and enlightening in some regards. And I really appreciate your guys' time and value you all individually very much. Just listening to you talk even once is good for me.
Yo,
hey man, you know, I got a question.
Go ahead, man. That's your guy.
I mean, you know, when you follow Don Trey, you gonna see some crazy shit every goddamn day. You gonna see some radical shit. and I'm naturally out my mind every time I do it. Every time I go post, I say, let me say the most fucked up shit that I can possibly think of in order to spark the conversation.
Right.
And God has blessed me to reach people that comes from different ethnic backgrounds, different cultures, and we all speak the same language because wise men understand what's the motive behind the actual conversation starter.
Yes, you definitely have to break rocks to get to the diamonds.
Yes, so absolutely.
No problem with that. Everything is the grind is tough out here, and getting down to the nitty gritty, I can care less about any of the abrasiveness of it.
There you go. Because you're a man.
You're a man.
I want
to just hear what's deep inside of you and everyone else, and we got a lot of pain in there for many different reasons, but a lot of it comes from the same sources and just came in different ways.
That's damn right.
Come
on. My question to you is, well, with this Kirk situation, you preach it, the Kirk situation. What is your opinion on why they wanted him up out of here?
I believe it comes from many different sources, but a lot of different groups and a lot of different people to accelerate the very different, problem for all of us. Try to find a way to divide every single person with every single niche and problem they have. Try to scratch some sort of itch that actually bothers every single body. It's just to find another way to get us not to unite and not to find out the real people behind all the bad things that we have to endure. Not every single circumstance is a bad thing that we have to endure, but definitely we all have some sort of oppression upon us, some sort of way of holding us all down and back. And it took me 20 years to actually get a decent job, even though I tried very hard, and many other strifes that I have to endure every day in my life. So as long as you understand that we do have many things holding us back, I think that it's some sort of tactic to accelerate a big problem with a lot of people who have that type of emotion and know where to put it very well, don't have the words to come out, don't have the people to listen to them, don't have the outlets that everyone should have and need.
That's good. Yep. And that in a nutshell is exactly what the fuck is going on.
Man. Wow. Benjamin, I'm in the short span of time that you've been able to contribute to the conversation, I already know you need to be back on here at some point. You know,
I would be very honored. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, we need all perspectives from all men, because I think in general men have such a barrier of respect that if there's a racial conversation that has nothing to do or doesn't reflect us, then we know how to let people have that conversation because it don't have anything to do with us, and without making it about us. That's the difference between men and women. When men make everything about their individual anecdotal experience without learning from what's being shown to us, that's free chicken. That's free wisdom. You know, it don't have anything to do with what we like. Can we learn from it? You can learn a lot from a dummy. You can learn a lot if you open to learning. But if you don't want to learn and you still pay it attention, you just looking to validate your emotions. And that's what I'm trying to teach in my timeline. The people that get it. But it takes a lot for a righteous movement to really take root and become the next level of thinking, you know, because ultimately you got plenty of adults that behave in ways that they wouldn't accept from their own children. And they think everybody else is supposed to preemptively accommodate that. And I'm not playing with it anymore. So
yeah, man, we standing on business, man. Like my man Tree Service said, man, we holding the line.
Absolutely. The service. I called him Tree Service.
I've been listening to you guys all night, and I would have piped in, but I needed to drive at the time and concentrate on that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been just sitting here trolling you guys. But I definitely do appreciate your time and value you very much.
Man, we appreciate
you too, man. Hey, man, what's your name down there? I don't like calling you The Service LLC. What is your name?
You can put it in the private chat if you don't want to have it on the show.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you talking about? You invited me, Jason Cardona.
Oh, okay. I don't see your name on here, man. You don't look like your.
No, that's my That's one of my company names.
Yeah, because you a businessman. We see that.
Self-employed, motherfucker. What you talking about?
Yeah, man. So I'm trying to be like you, shit.
Yeah,
it makes fucking sense.
Yeah, Jason Cardona. What I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen. I'm gonna send you a message. I want you to send me a link. I want you to send me a link to with Mr. Victor, kind of a masculinity.
I got you.
To the link. That way I can subscribe and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the private.
Jason, I know who you is, bro. I know you from the page, bro. I couldn't put the face to the name down there.
Nah, my face changes all the time. You know, I shave, I get punched in the face, all that stuff, you know. So it changes.
Yeah, I'm rocking with you, bro.
Look, man, everybody drop their links in the chat for wherever your socials are located at. I'm leaving mine in there. You know what I'm saying? You guys that might be following Facebook, I prefer if you follow on YouTube, because eventually when this thing goes the way it goes and we make this platform more successful, it's going to be YouTube and Patreon only. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that's watching, eventually I'm going to have you guys get a chance to call in and state your opinion. You're going to have to drop something on the Cash App and bless the platform know if you want your opinion to be heard the right way. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have 5 minutes to run it and get off your chest, whatever you need to get off your chest. And if you got a beef with anybody up here, that'll be the time to call. So eventually we're going to do a smoke show. We're going to get it all out the way.
They can't cook, they have no beef.
One thing I want to say is you guys can inbox me personally. If you are on my page and you have an issue, if you going through something, man, hit me up as a brother, and I'll take the time and we'll figure it out. That I believe that's what accountable masculinity is about too. Is sometimes reminding you of who you are, what you already know, and who you already are. And we all got different parts of the game. So if you a man on here, don't slip into no crazy weird ass depression, because we will do it.
Yep, straight up.
We won't. It ain't gonna be no talking. Men don't talk when they ready to leave. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Man, reach out to one of your brothers, and let's have a quick conversation and get reminded who we are.
Word.
Yep. Now, Doctor.
Tony, I want to get Tony. I want to get Tony before we get ready to get up out of here. Everything else we could discuss backstage. Tony, what you got before we get ready to shut down the stream?
Just to attest to what Don said. Yeah, that's real. Because we definitely had a personal conversation. That's my guy for real. It's just sensationalism. That shit's a bit much. But that's my guy for real. Like, I fuck with him for real. Yeah, this is a great platform, and I'm glad that I was on it. I learned something. And I'm definitely gonna come back. Man, we appreciate that, man. Yo.
Yeah, we gotta have movement, man. We just gotta stay at the hip of each other. We gotta stay movement. We gotta stay a movement. We got to use each other as a network, as resources, as everything. And the more we communicate, the more we'll feel comfortable dealing with each other, man, on a greater level. So let's just continue to communicate.
Yep. Hey, the service, you got something to say? I'm getting ready to shut it down after you.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Whenever you're on a live stream or whatever, and there's ever a time that you need me to get on, like I'm doing now, just send me a message. And I'll see what I can do for you.
Oh, yeah, we locked in. You just don't know it. I'm going to hit you.
All right. And Victor, kind of a masculinity.
Yeah. You see the badge?
Yeah. Now, listen, put in the put your thing in the chat here. Your YouTube channel. Yeah.
We'll do, sir.
I'll subscribe to it real quick.
We're going to lock
it in. And from there,
right.
You know, if ever the same thing, you can either reach out to Dante, you can reach out to me, and then I'll show up and see what I can do.
Let's go for it, bro. Hey, with that being said, I'll see you gents backstage. All right, folks. Appreciate you sticking with me to the end. This has been another episode of Beyond the Algorithm. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go get the book. And most importantly, I will see you beyond the algorithm. That's when life actually happens.